Solo tonight while coming to you all the way up I-65, about an hour and a half from the beautiful town square of Franklin in Elizabethtown, Kentucky, at John Hardin High School, not too far off of exit 93, at the home of the Bulldogs, as we are opening the first round of the Kentucky 4A high school football playoffs. Also, if you're joining us with 106.1 The Score, I do want to go ahead and give you the precursor that we are a Franklin Simpson station. Our headquarters sits in the middle of our town square, so if our broadcast does appear to be slanted in fandom of calling this game more towards the Wildcats and away from your Bulldogs, that's because we do in fact work with the Wildcat program, covering all of their athletics. So of course, we're going to be a little bit tilted in their direction. But I am not so slanted that I won't recognize the positives throughout the game on both sides of the field or both teams. So stick with us throughout this broadcast because above all else, we're definitely going to have some fun together. I do want our 106.1 The Score listeners to be aware that leading off, but I will throw out that reminder in there as we continue throughout the night. I, for one, am certainly excited about what we're about to see happening out here on the field on a not quite as cold as I expected November night, possibly containing some unfortunate weather patterns with this late start for the Bulldogs at 8 o'clock Eastern, but our usual 7 p.m. Central kickoff time. And that could be the beginning of someone's heroic postseason story or the beginning of the end for their 2025 season. As for tonight, the backstory of this football game is possibly just as important as the game itself tonight, because Franklin Simpson Wildcats football team's opponent is a familiar face turned foe in John Hardin Bulldogs head coach Doug Preston. Coach Preston's tenure at Franklin Simpson started in 2012, taking over for the now Simpson County Superintendent, the old ball coach, as I like to refer to Mr. Tim Schlosser. And Coach Preston finished his coaching career for the Wildcats in 2019. Preston won back-to-back state championships in 2017 and 2018, while making it to his first at the program in 2016, and then exiting the program with an overall playoff record of 21-6. 21-6 playoff record in 2019. Since arriving at John Hardin High School, Coach Preston carries an overall record of 33-32 and 3-5 in the playoffs leading into tonight's game. So it's easy to sit back and say that we can see Preston's rear view, that what he had at Franklin Simpson was not only greatness on the gridiron, but it was maybe better than what he has now at his new home by comparing the numbers to this point, with 8 seasons at Franklin Simpson and 6 now with the Bulldogs. The relationships that were formed during Coach Preston's tenure at Franklin Simpson cannot be understated on and off the field. I'm told that he's an excellent person and coach. His record with the Wildcats obviously speaks for itself with the 2 state championships and 3 appearances. This matchup right here tonight has all the drama, as I said a week ago, of a Hollywood blockbuster. Movies are literally made. ESPN 30 for 30s have had worse content than what we are currently in the midst of covering for this football game right here and right now. It has the characters that I equated a week ago to Doug Preston being Darth Vader of the situation, leaving the Franklin Simpson program to go build his new Death Star as what is absolutely a beautiful field here at John Hardin High School. And that would make the Wildcats coach Max Janey Han Solo, because he was the one that picked up and led the rebellion, and this team has felt like a rebellion all season long with the way that they have fought through injuries and long trips from one end of the state to the other. The plot is set with Preston leaving the program after achieving such greatness, but the question will always remain, why? An answer that can't be summed up so easily. The plot twist comes after 5 years when the good guys eventually meet the bad guys on the gridiron on a dark and stormy night. And now the payoff, the big bang, the part at the end where the music slowly continues to rise into an orchestrated crescendo where these 2 teams will fight for the right to lift their hands in victory. But that's not all. You can't tell me for one single solitary second that this game does not mean more than just the average game to our 2 coaches on the sidelines tonight. You can't tell me that at least for a moment in time that maybe it's only behind closed doors when they get home and finally get to kick off their shoes and sit back in the recliners that they won't simply sit back and crack a smile to enjoy a bit of a, I did it, or I gotcha type of moment for themselves to say that they got the last laugh after all this time, and that is where our movie will end for this night. But you know what? We've still got 4 quarters of football to play before we can get to that point, though. So we're going to take us a quick break. Thank you for joining us right here on 92.3 WFKN and 106.1 The Score. We'll be back.
Well, we're right here. We're in town. If somebody has an issue, we're there either that day or, the very next day. So we're able to get to it quick and fix whatever issues anybody has.
Better speeds. I feel like it's a lot more reliable. With other services, you might get interference during like the weather or something, and you might lose service and have to wait for it to dry out again or something like that. But with fiber, you won't ever have that issue just because it is glass, so you can't really, weather's not really going to affect it much unless like a tree tears it down or something. We provide the city and the county, so within city limits, and then most areas that Warren provides electric service to out in the county.
Welcome back, everyone, to 92.3 WFKN Franklin and 106.1 The Score from Elizabethtown, a Fox Sports radio affiliate. If you're new here or turning into our broadcast for the first time, things are a little different in our order of events this evening from what we typically do. First of all, my name is Cody Schuler. I'm going at it solo with you this evening because of this being a playoff game, and not just any playoff game, but a game while we are lining up against our former 2-time state championship winning coach and Doug Preston, who leads the John Hardin Bulldogs football team. Typically, we lead off broadcast recapping what happened in the previous week, but I'll be honest in saying I simply don't want to do it that way here tonight. We've got more things to discuss in regards to our players, tonight's matchup. Right now, we can talk more about our opponent as we get into this program, but I wanted to take some time and get away from that just to talk about the players out on the field for our senior Franklin Simpson Wildcats. And we're going to begin, why not, just because, with the quarterback, Brady Delk. Brady, the son of a Division I college baseball player and the well-known throughout our school system, Craig Delk, from the QB position, has thrown for a total of 528 yards, 44% completion percentage on the season, 8 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. Brady also has 59 rush attempts on the year for 361 yards and 4 rushing touchdowns, gashing teams seemingly just at the right time on option plays for several big gains on the year. As a two-way player, Brady has 48 tackles, 3 for loss, and an interception that he returned 98 yards for a touchdown against Paducah Tillman. Young man will certainly be missed on the Franklin Simpson sidelines. Now, Blake McPherson finished the season early, unfortunately, with a collarbone injury. But prior to his injury, he was having an absolute monster of a senior year. Blake was averaging 101 rushing yards per game and is still tied for the team lead with 10 rushing touchdowns on 79 attempts, while also having 1 reception for one of the prettiest 20-yard touchdown receptions where he absolutely, quote, mossed an opponent for a corner of the end zone touchdown. Two-way player as well. Playing safety, had 32 tackles and still holds the team lead for interceptions with 4. Jerian Williams, the senior, has stepped up with additional carries when McPherson went down and has not disappointed at all with his increased workload. Jerian has 457 total rushing yards on 51 carries and 8 touchdowns. Jerian also has 1 reception for 32 yards that went for a touchdown. A two-way player as well. Jerian has 13 tackles on the season, spending most of his time out on the corners at cornerback position. Now, number 20, Caden Bennett. That right there is a dude. He has 2 receptions for 38 yards and a touchdown on offense this season, spending most of his time in the wing T offense as a blocking tight end. Caden has earned his stripes on the defensive side of the football, playing linebacker with 84 total tackles, 20 of them coming for loss, and 1 sack that he got last week against Glasgow, with 2 forced fumbles and 2 fumble recoveries. The young man personifies heart on this squad. Now, number 83, Jamarius Franklin, has 49 tackles on the year, with 3 coming for a loss and tied for the team lead with 3 sacks. Jamarius also spends time at tight end as a blocking tight end on offense, showing off his athleticism. Also, I would just like to point out that Jamarius is an excellent and well-mannered young man. I had the opportunity to interview him post-game a few weeks ago, and I really enjoyed my time talking with Jamarius. He's got a bright future ahead of him. Now, Big Jackson Crafton, number 50, is a two-way player, playing defensive tackle with 18 total tackles and 5 for a loss and 1 sack on the season, while also anchoring the offense in the center position. The center position cannot be understated in a wing T style offense, as there are so many more moving parts and long developing plays out of the backfield for a center to help coordinate in a wing T scheme. Now, number 60, Patrick Moss, who has spent time playing offense and defense line, has forced a fumble and 14 tackles on the season. Number 34, Keegan Hazel, has 11 rushing attempts for 45 yards on the season, playing sparingly. And number 80, Killian Thompson, has spent a ton of time as a primary blocking tight end for this offense, consistently running in and out of the game. These are your Franklin Simpson Wildcat seniors, and they have endured practices, weight room sessions, film sessions, off-season workouts, late-night bus rides, cold nights, hot nights, bumps, bruises, and so much more for the love of the game of football. I applaud and I appreciate each of these young men for allowing myself and my partner Brian Talley, who's not here tonight, to cover their senior years on the gridiron. I sincerely appreciate their contributions to this community and wish them nothing but the best on their future endeavors. Well, with that being said, I think we're going to take us one more 1-minute break and see what happens on the other side. My name's Cody Schuler. You're listening to 92.3 WFKN and 106.1 The Point. We'll be back in a minute.
Wildcats hit the field. The best seat in the house isn't the stadium. Rack House Restaurant and Bar is your official Franklin Simpson Watch Party headquarters. Every game, all season long. Bring your crew and grab your favorites from our made-from-scratch menu and catch every touchdown, basket, home run on multiple screens. Rack House Restaurant and Bar in Franklin, Kentucky, where Wildcat Nation gathers. See you at the game, right here.
Welcome back, everyone, to 92.3 WFKN Franklin and 106.1 The Score, a Fox Sports affiliate from Elizabethtown. I'm Cody Schuler alongside. I wish my legendary partner, Brian Talley, hope he gets to feeling better soon. Out sick tonight. Getting set for the kickoff, which is at 8 o'clock Eastern time, hour later kickoff from what the Bulldogs are used to, but a 7 p.m. Central kickoff that our Wildcats fall right in line with on a typical Friday night lights session. Now, how does that affect the Bulldogs? Does this hour later time create a sluggish start for the home team, considering that they got that extra lag time? I don't know. Does it give the traveling Wildcats a leg up? Because this is sort of business as usual, and they don't have to adjust their schedule. Do the multiple 2+ hour trips away from home that the Wildcats have taken this season help them on their mentality, because they faced this time change before. We're going to take us a quick break as the anthem. I apologize for stepping away so quickly, but we're going to take us a 2.5-minute break, and we'll be right back after this on 92.3 WFKN and 106.1 The Score.
So as far as preventative maintenance, to keep outages at a minimum, one thing that we do is pole inspections. So we'll drive across the system, we'll dig out around the bottoms of the pole, see if there's anything rotten. We'll check the pole's integrity in general. So as you can see now, we're changing out some wire on some poles that we have recently changed out. As they age, they start to crack or rot at the bottom, so we try to stay ahead of those types of outages. probably the neatest part of working here. So working in the community that I live in and grew up in, there's a lot of satisfaction that comes from that. If there is an outage, there's a good chance that you're restoring power, maybe to a family member, a friend, your preacher, something like that. So just being able to help and serve the people that you know, that's a good feeling.
We've been with Franklin Bank since '92 because we trust it.
Franklin was a great fit to help build a team and a culture that just kind of resonated with both of us.
They took a chance on us.
It's not a banking relationship, it's a personal relationship.
That's the most important thing to me about doing business with a bank is to have trust and faith in the people you're dealing with. And the people at Franklin Bank do every bit that needs to be done to give me that feeling.
Welcome back in, everyone, to 92.3 WFKN out of Franklin. And we are sharing our radio waves tonight. Also with 106.1 The Score out of Elizabethtown, a Fox Sports affiliate. Excited to be a part of a Fox Sports radio event. That is just phenomenal on my behalf, getting to be a part of that. I mean, what an honor that is for me. So excited to have you guys on board. I do just want to lead off by saying that we are a slanted more towards the Franklin Simpson side of things, as we are a Franklin Simpson Sports affiliate in a way. And, we cover all of the athletics teams down there. So if we seem like we're talking a little bit more about the Wildcats than what we are about the Bulldogs, just stick with me. We're still going to have a good time. We hope to have you on board with us here tonight. Before we broke for the anthem, we were talking about how this time change could affect the Bulldogs a little bit. It is an 8 o'clock start here at the home of the Bulldogs, John Hardin High School, while your Wildcats are kind of business as usual. Going to be a 7 o'clock Central Friday night light start. But let's take a look at tonight's matchup in as much of a bird's eye view as we possibly can. For the first time all season long, we won't be looking at contrasting styles of offense facing off against the Bulldogs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Along with Coach Doug Preston, as he went to John Hardin from Franklin Simpson, he took the wing T-style offensive scheme along with him. That has remained in hand at Franklin Simpson with Coach Max Chaney. While Brady Delk's thrown 62 pass attempts on the season, the quarterback of the Bulldogs, Austin Richardson, he's only thrown 53 passes. And for almost the exact same number of yards, only 4 yards separate the two players on the season totals. The player that we're going to call their name, probably more than anyone here tonight, will be the Bulldogs senior, number 4, Cavalli Pittman. Pittman has 234 rush attempts for 1,621 yards, averaging 202 rushing yards per game and 2 rushing touchdowns per game, with 17 total on the season. Some huge numbers for the senior. And some basic math tells us that Pittman is averaging just shy of 7 yards per carry. That's at a first down every other run, basically, stopping the senior, I'm sure, is at the top of the defensive list for the Wildcat defense. And if they're to come away with a win here this evening, then we will certainly need big games out of our linebacking core from Bennett, Himshoot, Gass, as well as the sophomore Velasco going to have to step up. I would typically defer to Brian a whole lot here just to talk about how he feels about this, but this will definitely be one that we will miss a run-stuffing safety in the form of injured senior Blake McPherson, who loved to get up into the box and seek out some contact. The Bulldogs will occasionally run the ball with sophomore Trey Martin, who has 72 attempts on the year for 396 yards and 3 touchdowns. Now, by the numbers, the Bulldogs play a similar style with just a few more tackles for loss and a couple more sacks on the season. But in large part, the numbers don't jump off the screen at you for anyone from other than junior number 2, DJ Hightower, who has 19 tackles for loss on the year, and Elijah Luna, who leads the team with 59 total tackles, 11 of those coming for loss, and 5 sacks. Good numbers there for Luna. Now, typically, I would now give you 3 keys to tonight's game for our Wildcats to come away with a winner. So without further ado, number 1 is going to be control the line of scrimmage on each side of the ball. This young offensive line, they got to keep it together for all 4 quarters. All 4 quarters, not just the first 3. We've had some trouble in the 4th quarter, it seems like. Now, number 2, the linebackers, they have to get another game like they had last week against Glasgow. No big runs busted up the middle. We can't afford to let Cavalli Pittman beat us by running for 300 yards and 4 touchdowns here tonight. So, linebackers got to be on point. And number 3, and most importantly, I cannot stress this enough, limit the penalties. No silly, unsportsmanlike conduct penalties because we can't keep our mouth shut. No delay of game penalties because we can't get the play call in correctly like last week when we should have hit a 2-point conversion to win the game but couldn't get the play off in time. And certainly no false starts. That goes for defense just as much as it does on offense because we nearly jumped off sides what felt like about 20 times last week. Now, I am going to talk momentarily about Franklin Simpson versus Glasgow from this previous week, and I'm going to roll through it pretty quickly because I've got 6 minutes before kickoff. Glasgow came in as a highly touted football program for this season and was undefeated walking into the Franklin Simpson High School. Now, that was the start of things. There was a location change last minute due to Glasgow's field being flooded, which I did not mind whatsoever, getting to be at home. Now, leading off into this one, I stated that the Wildcats, in my opinion, were the best team that the Scotties had faced all season long. They had some trouble with a couple of 5A schools, and they were close. But this Glasgow defense was stout all year, only allowing a total of 42 points in all the games that they had played in combined leading into the game against us, as their defensive front is very stout. Their 2 defensive tackles are fully grown young men out there that clog up the middle against probably anyone in the whole state. Those 2 young men need to turn sideways to walk through a door frame, I'm sure. But the story of this game was not necessarily the Glasgow defense, but it was actually the Franklin Simpson defense. The game plan was clear for the Scotties, and that was that their quarterback was going to come in and win the game for them, running the football on designed delays and QB rollouts. Our defense, and in particular senior Caden Bennett, who was our Franklin Pelican Snowball Player of the Game, carrying the team on his back for nearly all 4 quarters of play, making big-time tackle after tackle. But eventually, the coaches on the sideline of Glasgow figured out our defense and the athleticism of the wide receivers, in the end, kind of did us in. We simply couldn't seem to contend with their size and speed out on the edges, and before you knew it, they were throwing the football all around the field and scored quickly twice in the 4th quarter to tie the game and win in overtime. The highlights of this game were unreal. Brady Delk showed us more in this game throwing the football than what he did probably all season long. We saw routes to Perry a couple of times and a deep bomb to Xavier Hampton that went for 61 yards that would put a smile on anybody's face that's a fan of football, as it was just one of the prettiest passes you'll see at any level of play. Brady had a play in overtime, reminiscent of Tony Romo, where he was facing certain doom of 3 to 4 would-be tacklers sacking him, going into to end the game in overtime, but he somehow, by the grace of God, eluded them to find Brody Perry in the back corner of the end zone. The number one thing that I put on that game was that a key to winning, I have stated it for this game right here tonight as well, is the penalties. They did us in. If we'd gotten that playoff going for 2 in overtime from the 2, oh my goodness, then I can say with probably a good 85% certainty that we would have won that game and knocked them off their perch. But we didn't get the playoff. The game ended after one more overtime period when McAllister kicked a nice 37-yard field goal, and the Scotties put one in the end zone to complete their season of destiny. And I hope they continue to play well, as they played a very good game. We almost had it done, but there were several factors that we could discuss about this one, and I simply don't want to talk about it anymore. I'm quite tired of discussing Glasgow. I'd rather move on and discuss this monumental matchup here tonight, as we're getting the coin toss, as the captains are meeting at midfield. We've got the injured senior Blake McPherson out there. We've got Caden Bennett, Brady Delk, and Jackson Crafton, it appears, out there. So nice work, those young men being seniors. We are going to take us a 1.5-minute break, and we'll be right back to you on 92.3 WFKN and 106.1 The Score. 1.5.
Accidents happen in a split second, but the repair doesn't have to be a headache. At Eaton Collision in Franklin, we bring your car back to life with expert repairs and a flawless finish. We'll work directly with your insurance company to make the process quick, easy, and hassle-free for you. From dents to major damage, trust Eaton Collision to get you back on the road fast.
My favorite thing about working here is getting to serve the community and help people with their electric and their fiber internet.
We're local, so we live and work right here in Franklin, so taking care of our neighbors isn't just business, it's personal. Fiber means faster, more reliable internet for work, school, and entertainment without lag or buffering.
It's more than power and fiber, it's about peace of mind.
We're not just an electric company, we're neighbors.
Back in, everybody, to 92.3 WFKN out of Franklin, and we are welcoming in also 106.1 The Score, a Fox Sports Radio affiliate. My name is Cody Schuler. I'm going to be solo with you on the call here tonight, coming to you from John Hardin High School, the home of the Bulldogs, kicking off the opening round of the Kentucky 4A playoffs, taking on the Franklin Simpson Wildcats. It appears that the Wildcats are going to receive the opening kickoff. We got about 40 seconds to game time here, and I just want to say thank you all so much for joining us. What a phenomenal year we've had covering this football team. It has been one of the most fun times I've had in my whole entire broadcasting career, covering Franklin Simpson athletics as well as Western Kentucky University athletics, and what a time that this has been. And here come the Bulldogs out onto the field, getting a warm welcome from their fans. A absolutely beautiful scene here at John Hardin High School. Bulldogs in the red end zones, the big, I guess you could equate it to University of Georgia Bulldogs out there on the field. I mean, what a facility that this is. Do want to send a shout out to my usual partner, the legend Brian Talley himself.
106.1 The Score. It's WIEL.
We want to bring in one more time our listeners from 106.1 The Score, a Fox Sports Radio affiliate, joining us out of Elizabethtown as your Bulldogs are getting ready to kick it off. Your Bulldogs are going to be in the all-red uniforms, tops and bottoms with the white helmets. Meanwhile, Franklin Simpson Wildcats are going to be in the all-white uniforms with the blue lids. Royal blue letters. 12 minutes on the clock as we get set to kick this one off. Ashton Russell, number 88. Junior kicker. 23 of 24 on PAT attempts. Good numbers for for the junior. Getting set to kick off. Here it comes. And we're away. Decent kick. Back to the 10. That one's going to, looks like, Perry out there. He's running sideways from left to right, and he's going to bring it out to about the 15. That's what we've seen a whole lot of Perry on the season. He goes a little bit too much side to side on these kickoff attempts, and I want to see the young man just show off that speed and get upfield. So not great starting field position, as the Wildcats will start with 1st and 10 from their own 15 on the right hash. And we're going to see the senior Brady Delk come out and see these two mirroring offenses go head-to-head. Franklin Simpson Wildcats out on the far side of the football field. Aiden Jones, the lone back in the backfield with Williams. And here comes Hampton off the right side. No, pardon me. That's Williams. He's going to get around to about the 21, 22-yard line. They are going to mark him out at the 22.5. Good opening run there for the Wildcats. It's going to be something else we're going to notice all night long. We cannot find ourselves in 3rd and long situations as much like all season that we've really found ourselves. Neither of these teams wants to throw the football. They want to run it up and down the field. Jones again in the backfield. Perry, the one lone wide receiver. The handoff is to Jones off the left tackle, and he gets over for a first down up to about the 34-yard line of the Wildcats. So a nice couple opening runs here. Tonight, I would anticipate probably a very quick game, as both of these teams like to run the football, which means a whole lot of running clock. With such mirroring styles of offense, I mean, I'm very curious to see how head coach Doug Preston monitors this one. The handoff is to Williams. He comes around the right side. He gets across the 30 to 35, 36, 37-yard line as he carried about 2 or 3 would-be tacklers with him. Williams, a great 9-yard run there on first down. Williams, surprisingly strong young man, surprisingly bigger than what he looks out there on the field at times, too. I got to meet Jerry in a couple of games ago when he was our Franklin Pelican Snowball Player of the Game when he had a huge game in the loss to Logan County. And the young man is much bigger. It's stout than what he looks from up here in the press box. Williams goes in motion. The handoff is to Jones. He bounces off the left guard, and he's got a big gainer up across the 50. That right there, that is a big, strong boy into Bulldog territory at the 48-yard line now of the Bulldogs. As we dip down past the 10-minute mark here in the opening period, do you just want to say one more time thank you for joining us to our 106.1 The Score listeners. Delk under center for the Wildcats. William goes in motion, and that's going to be an easy 5 yards for the Wildcats, as that will look like number 52 for the Bulldogs jumps off sides, nose tackle. 52 is Kason Cato, sophomore. Defensive tackle. Now going to be 1st and 5 for the Wildcats. From the 43. Yeah, we've got Radio Row up here, by the way, in the press box. We've got, I think, 4 different stations, maybe 5. There's the handoff to Zay. Zay takes it across the 40 into the 38. Would refuse to be brought down that time. A fantastic run there by Xavier Hampton. They're going to give him the 39, so another 9-yard run for the Wildcats on first down. As Zay's going to run off. Here comes Killian Thompson into the game for the Wildcats. Spends the majority of his time as a blocking tight end in this offensive scheme. And Delk comes under center. Remember, this drive started from the 15-yard line. Jones, the lone running back. The handoff is to Jones. He runs off the right tackle. Short gain there, but it does go for a first down. Dishing out the punishment that time. Right about the 35-yard line, that spot. look fair to me as we nearing the 8.5-minute mark here in the first quarter. Again, just such a beautiful facility here at John Hardin High School. As the Wildcats get up on the ball now with 1st and 10 from the Bulldogs 35. Jones and Hampton, pardon me. There's pitching it out to Hampton. He's got a lot of room. He's up to the 30, hit the 25, and he's going to be brought down probably at the 20-yard line, staying inbounds. The clock will continue to tick. It'll get started momentarily after they move the chains. So, already a 4-minute drive here for the Wildcats in the opening quarter. Down to the 21, not quite into the red zone yet. Shorted us a yard there on that spot, but that's okay. If you are joining us from 106.1 The Score, we do tilt a little bit in the Franklin Simpson direction as we cover all of Franklin Simpson athletics. Thank you for joining us. There's the handoff to Williams. Williams up across the 20, up down to about the 15. They are going to give him the 15 on that one. Jerian Williams has been phenomenal in the absence of Blake McPherson. So now we're going to look at about 2nd and 4 for the Wildcats. What a time that this has been thus far. As this drive started on their own 15, and they are now down to the Bulldog 15. Looking to cap off this 85-yard drive. Now 2nd and 5 into the red zone. The handoff is to Jones, and he's got a lot of room right up the middle. Touchdown, Wildcats! The Wildcats strike first. A 5-minute and 6-second opening drive for the Wildcats goes for 85 yards. It started on their own 15. Now here comes McAllister on for the point after attempt. Delk to hold. What a phenomenal opening drive for this Wildcat offense. Talk about building confidence. Here's the snap. High snap, gets it down. The kick is up. The kick is good. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with you on 923 WFKN and 106.1 The Score.
Wildcats hit the field. The best seat in the house isn't the stadium. Rack House Restaurant and Bar is your official Franklin Simpson Watch Party headquarters. Every game, all season long. Bring your crew and grab your favorites from our made-from-scratch menu and catch every touchdown, basket, home run on multiple screens. Rack House Restaurant and Bar in Franklin, Kentucky, where Wildcat Nation gathers. See you at the game, right here.
You're still picking up my audio whenever I'm talking, though, right? Okay. Good deal. Welcome back in, everybody, to 92.3 WFKN and 106.1 The Score. That's right. We're being joined by some E-Town listeners all the way up I-65 from Franklin Simpson High School at the home of the Bulldogs, John Hardin High School. Your Wildcats just put 7 up on the board and a 5-minute, 6-second opening drive that went 85 yards after a 15-yard Aiden Jones run to get the scoring started. So now we get to see what all the hype is about with senior number 4 running back Cavalli Pittman. Pittman rushed for over 1,600 yards this season, averages over 200 per game. Let's see what this Wildcat defense has in store for Pittman. There's the toss to Pittman. He takes it out wide. Caden Bennett gets a shoulder pad, and he's going to be brought down for a loss of 5. Now, when we have faced rushing defenses, the Wildcats have done phenomenal work, i.e. the game against Callaway County. So we're going to see how this goes, and they throw it even less than what we do. So this is a strictly rushing attack. Facing off against former head coach of the Franklin Simpson Wildcats, Doug Preston. Under center. Now, there's flags on the play. Looks like it's going to be back him up another 5 yards. They counted that last play as a loss of 4. Going to be a false start on John Hardin. Going to make this 2nd and 19. Austin Richardson under center for the Bulldogs. And 2nd and 19. I mean, whew, this is a difficult play, starting this one now from their 11. What a start to this game for the Wildcats in the opening round of the 4A state football playoffs. In the shotgun now goes Richardson. Pittman to his side, looking right, throwing right. He's got a man out there in the flat. He's going to take it across to the 20, going to be brought down out of bounds at about the 21, 22-yard line. So a nice little gainer there, about 10 yards. From the 11 up to the 21. Oh, they're going to count him out at the 22. So an 11-yard gain there. Going to make this a 3rd and manageable 3rd and 8 for the Bulldogs. I'll tell you what, that was a really nice-looking pass play there for the Bulldogs. They throw less than what we do, so I think any passing play should be counted as high praise for either team. Richardson still in the shotgun. Pittman to his right. Back to pass. He's going to dump one off in the flat, and he's going to evade one would-be tackler, and he's going to be brought down after a gain of about 2. And that's going to bring up 4th down for the Bulldogs, and it looks like they are going to send their punt unit out on the field. Fantastic work there by the Wildcat defense. Wonderful there by the Wildcat defense. Nobody can be upset with that. Ashton Russell, I do believe, is their punter as well. I doubt we would see a fake, but man, they sure took their time getting that one set out there. Perry back deep for the Wildcats. Williams goes towards the center of the field. And we jumped. There it is. 5 yards are going to give him back. That's going to make it 4th and 1. Let's see. Here comes the offense back out on the field on a 4th and 1 play now. But this is going to be from their own 29. So, wow, what a huge play this is here with 4:35 to go in the first. Richardson heads into the huddle. It's going to be hard to bring down a player like Pittman when he just needs 1 yard, when he's already rushed for over 16. I formation there. Nope, that's going to be a strong formation, offset left, and he takes the handoff, and he's going to get the first down. He's going to be brought down hard at about the 36-yard line. So he needed 1. He ended up getting about 6. And they're going to rush right back onto the line. Hurry up offense now from the Bulldogs. Same formation, 2 fullbacks. Handoff is to Pittman again. He's going to take it off the left tackle. Brought down by Brady Delk after a nice little gainer there, about 7 or 8 yards. Up to the 43-yard line, Pittman goes. Richardson continuing to run back and forth to the sideline to get the calls from head coach Doug Preston. Wildcats getting substitutions. Same running formation. Pittman takes it, and he's going to be up there for a first down across the 50 to about the 51-52. So, just like we led off this broadcast talking about it a couple of times, penalties will derail a team. Just like it did against Glasgow a week ago. There went an opening penalty where we jumped off sides. That was 4th and 6, put them to 4th and 1, and sure enough, the Bulldogs capitalize on it, even though it was deep in their own territory. 2 fullbacks set, offset to the left, Pittman in the backfield. They give it to the fullback this time, nearly gets through that line of scrimmage, still ends up with a decent little gain there. I think that was a gain of about 5. It is almost eerie to see such similar styles of offense. Now that same style offensive formation, offset to the right this time, 2 fullbacks. Handoff is to Pittman. And I tell you what, Pittman is a load when he hits that hole. He is going full force, lowers the shoulder pads. That is some serious coaching for. Now, it appears like Pittman is down. This is something that we don't want to see whatsoever, and he is face down. He has had a great year. We want to see a good win here tonight, and we hope that this young man is okay. We don't want him to be hurt. He's rolled over himself. Don't know exactly what happened there. It didn't look too awkward coming down, but he's bouncing back up, it appears. Yeah, limping a bit coming off that right side. Might have just rolled an ankle. He's trying to walk it off, is Cavalli Pittman. That right ankle, he is reaching down and favoring it heavily, as to which now we'll probably see a whole lot of fellow running back for them. Forgive me, that's Trey Martin now, the sophomore, who is going to take over in the backfield for Pittman. There's the toss left. He's going to get out there, and he's going to be brought down after pretty close to a first down. I think they're going to give it to him. He got his legs taken out from underneath him there by Williams. They're still going to be short a yard now, so going to be 4th and 1 for the Bulldogs from the Wildcat 39. So let's see what kind of heavy set we've gotten now for the Bulldogs as Richardson runs in, given the play. Wildcats loading in on the box. That heavy running back set. Give is to the fullback. Brought down just after the line of scrimmage. He needed one, got two. First down for the Bulldogs. I believe that carry was there by Amari Simon, number 3 for the Bulldogs. Already some early fireworks for your Wildcats as we're nearing the end of the first quarter. We said this was going to be a quick one as both teams like to run the football. So that means not a lot of clock stoppage nearing the 1 minute mark with your Wildcats up 7-0. Here's the handoff, and that one's going to go to Martin. Martin's got a good gainer. Gain of right at 10 yards that time. Going to be a first down for the Bulldogs. A lot of pressure on both of these teams' linebacking cores to fill those gaps on defense and make strong wrapping up tackles all night long. Richardson comes up. 45 seconds to play in the first quarter. Down. Gives it to Simon. Simon gets a gain of 2 or 3 yards on that one. Might have went for a gain of about 4. Pittman still has not been back onto the field for the Bulldogs. And I don't see him down on the field at the moment. So we've seen a healthy dose of Trey Martin and Amari Simon in his stead. So the clock's going to run down. They are not going to run a play, and we're going to end the first quarter with your Wildcats on top, 7-0 for all of our Wildcat listeners. A phenomenal opening drive for the Wildcats that took about 5 minutes and 6 seconds. Pardon me. That was, 5 minutes and 6 seconds off the clock. My goodness, to score an opening drive touchdown and make this one 7-0. My goodness, we're only 20 minutes into this game and the first quarter's already done. So, thank you for joining us on 923 WFKN, as well as our other.
Franklin, we keep things moving. From the work trucks to the family vans, we all need a pit stop now and then. At Grease Monkey of Franklin, we make oil changes fast, friendly, and reliable for personal vehicles and entire fleets. Whether you are headed out on a road trip or making deliveries across the county, our certified technicians will keep your engine running clean and strong. We treat every car like it's our own. Our goal is simple: get you in, out, and back on the road with confidence. Fleet service? No problem. We work with local businesses to keep their teams moving without the downtime. And right now, mention FS Channel 9 and get 9% off your full synthetic oil change. Grease Monkey Franklin, home time service that is done right, done fast, and built for the road ahead. Visit us at Grease Monkey across from Walmart and Nashville Road, Franklin, Kentucky.
3-minute break, and that'll give him plenty of time to unplug and plug. Yeah. Welcome back in, everybody, to 92.3 WFKN as well as 106.1 The Score, a Fox Sports Radio affiliate. And your Wildcats are on top. Here's the handoff to Martin, I believe, and Martin hits the hole pretty hard, and he goes nowhere. That thing is filled up the middle by your Franklin Simpson defense. Fantastic work there. I see Cole Alford out there in the pile, and Caden Bennett letting them hear about it. Biggest news happening right now is senior Cavalli Pittman went down there early in the first quarter on their opening drive, as the Bulldogs are still on their opening drive right now. What an event that this is, with Pittman being out right now. 3rd and 5. Here's the handoff, and he fumbles it. Ball's away. Fight for it. There's a scrummage for it on the ground. Let's see who's got it. There's a ton of fog out here in this field right now. Everybody's trying to feel for it, and it looks like the Bulldogs have retained possession, but that's going to bring up 4th and 5 for the Bulldogs. Now Pittman is walking back out onto the field, and he's jogging out there, so hopefully that ankle is okay. If they're going to win tonight, I certainly believe that Pittman has to be a major part of this equation. Wildcats on top, 11 minutes to go here in the second quarter, 7-0 as the Wildcats' opening drive went for a touchdown, an 85-yard thing of beauty. There's the handoff that time. No, Richardson keeps it, and he takes it around, and he's got a wide open lane, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds at the 5. So a great job there by Richardson to fake the handoff, and we've got a Bulldog down. My goodness, what a great play there by the quarterback, Richardson, the senior. I mean, they have pounded and pounded and pounded up the middle, and now he pulls one away and had plenty of room and converted on 4th and 5. Wow, that's not one I expected. Neither did our defense, apparently, as that one was run for a first down and got them into the red zone. Not just that, but now they're going to have 1st and goal from the 5. And in our second quarter right now, and they're still on their opening drive. So both of these teams having tremendously long opening drives. This is just what a time we're having here. And everybody's taking a knee as that young man is still down right now for the Bulldogs. And he's getting up, but he's limping on that left leg heavily. It's number 62, but I don't have a name for number 62 from the KHSAA website, but that's all right. See if we got to hear from some of our Hardin help. Nope, still no 62 on theirs either. But I digress. We're looking at 1st and goal now for the Bulldogs from the Wildcat 5. Richardson under center. Toss out right to Martin. Martin stumbles a little bit, and he gets into the end zone. And now it is a 7-6 ball game with 10:51 to play here in the second. You know something that they do here, obviously, that I've noticed with the Bulldogs, they have an ambulance over on one side of the field, as many football games do. And every time that the Bulldogs do something of positive note, they turn on those ambulance lights and we'll give a nice little whoop whoop. And I love that. That's fun. Things like that are what makes high school football so fun. I really enjoy it. Richardson to hold. Here comes the point after attempt. Here's the snap. Here's the hold. The kick is up. The kick is good, making this in a 7-7 ball game with 10:51 to go. This is exactly what we expected here tonight. Fighting like cats and dogs with the former coach of the Wildcats, Doug Preston. You're listening to 92.3 WFKN and 1.
Wildcats hit the field, the best seat in the house isn't the stadium. Rack House Restaurant and Bar is your official Franklin Simpson watch party headquarters. Every game, all season long. Bring your crew and grab your favorites from our made-from-scratch menu and catch every touchdown, basket, home run on multiple screens. Rack House Restaurant and Bar in Franklin, Kentucky, where Wildcat Nation gathers. See you at the game, right here.
Welcome back in, everybody, to 92.3 WFKN as well as 106.1 The Score from Elizabethtown. Ashton Russell's kick is away. It is a bit of a pooch kick. It's going to go to the 20, and the Wildcats are going to step out of bounds very wisely, Brody Perry, and take that one, and that's going to be a penalty there on the Bulldog kicker. Going to advance that football up a little bit for the Wildcats. My name's Cody Schuler. Thank you for joining us here on the call tonight in the opening round of the 4A state playoffs at John Hardin High School, the home of the Bulldogs, taking on the Franklin Simpson Wildcats. Franklin, beautiful small town from right down on the border of Tennessee and Kentucky, just south of Bowling Green. Going to bring up 1st and 10 for the Wildcats from the 35 with 10:51 to play here. All knotted up at 7 apiece. Each team has scored on their opening drive. Both of these teams with mirroring styles of offense, running the wing T as Delk is under center. Here's the handoff around the right side to Hampton. Hampton's got a lot of room across the 45 to the 50. He's over across the other 45 and going to be pushed out of bounds in Bulldog territory at their 41-yard line. Nearly a 25-yard run on 1st down for Xavier Hampton. Tell you what, that young man is absolutely dangerous on the edges. But look at that. Imagine that. Laundry on the field this time. Going to be a holding penalty on the Wildcats. Going to call that one on the edge out there on the side. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul, and that's going to back Wildcats up 5 yards and going to bring them 1st and 15. So with 1st and 15, we're going to run this back one more time. Delk under center. Here's the handoff to Jones this time. He's going to be stuffed right around the right guard as he is looking for running room, and gain of about a yard. Going to bring up 2nd and 4.
It's time for the high school football game of the week on SBN Radio 106.1. Tonight's game is brought to you by Brown Chevrolet, General Printing, Owlsley Chiropractic, and Eaton Exterminating. You can also follow high school broadcasts on the new app at townradio.com. This is the game of the week on ESPN Radio 106.1.
To Hampton. He goes around the right side, and he's got a lot of room yet again, and he's across the 50 to the 45 to the 40, up to the 35, 30, 20, 15, 10, pushed down out of bounds at about the 5, and he's down. He is not moving. Oh, my word. Get me somebody out there. He fumbled it out of bounds, but get down there right now. Training staff. He is moving and rolling around out there as the fog here is, I mean, I can barely see players' numbers whatsoever to begin with, and now I can't see them hardly at all out there on the far side of the sideline. Xavier Hampton, a beautiful, huge gainer, showing off the strength as well as the speed, shaking off tacklers, runs the football all the way down to about the 5 before he fumbles, and he's slung down. Xavier is up. Cheers from the home John Hardin crowd as well as the Franklin Simpson crowd, showing a great amount of sportsmanship there. They're going to mark him out at the 7. Whew, scary situation there, as it's hard to tell from my point of view where he was at down there and how much he was moving around, but he's over on the sideline and he's got his helmet off right now and looks like somebody's going to be checking him out. Thankfully, he does appear to be all right now in this moment. Jones, the lone setback. Williams goes in motion. He gets the handoff. He's trying to run off the right guard. He's going to get a gain of about 2 on that one. If you are just joining us right now from 106.1, The Score out of Elizabethtown, thank you so much for joining us. My name is Cody Schuler. We are typically a Franklin-based station, so we appreciate you so much for joining me. Stick with us throughout this broadcast. We apologize for our technical difficulties. You're looking at a 7-7 ball game with just under the 9-minute mark to go here at John Hardin High School. Franklin Simpson Wildcats taking on the John Hardin Bulldogs. Williams fighting through tacklers and into the end zone for a touchdown, Wildcats. I'm sure as you can tell by that call right there, we are a Franklin Simpson-based station, so I will tend to call things a little bit more their direction. But stick with me. I will call things as much down the line as I possibly can, but you'll have to just pardon my random outburst whenever Franklin Simpson makes a positive play because, well, I cover all of their athletics. I'm a fan of what they do. Here comes McAllister on the kick. High snap again, and McAllister takes it and boots it through out of the hands of Brady Delk. So, since we are now just being joined by your Fox Sports Radio affiliate of 106.1 The Score, I do just want to catch you up to speed a little bit. We've only had 3 drives in this game so far. An opening drive by the Franklin Simpson Wildcats that went for 7, an 85-yard beautiful drive, really, capped off by a 15-yard run by Aiden Jones. Then the Wildcats give up I don't know how long of a drive that was for the Bulldogs, but it was even longer than the 5-minute, 6-second drive that the Wildcats went on because it ended the first quarter and went into the second quarter a minute. And now the Wildcats have answered right back, and we're looking at a 14-7 ball game after the Jerry and Williams run with 8:44 to go here in the second quarter. And here comes Brody McAllister, the Franklin Simpson kicker, kicking this one off to the Bulldogs. A thing of note to pay attention to in this football game, the fantastic running back for the Bulldogs, Cavalli Pittman, went down early. So I know, I feel it too. Everybody take a big sigh, a big deep breath, because Pittman is back. Pittman is on the sideline. I think he just got that right ankle taped up. Here's the big kick for the Wildcats, and that one's going to go just out of bounds at the 1. So the Bulldogs much like the Wildcats, are going to have a very good starting field position up at the 35. So, excellent starting field position. And we're going to see what the Bulldogs now have in store. Nope. We're actually going to line it back up, and we're going to kick it off again. They're going to decline. So let's see how this one goes. That opening score was highlighted by a 4th and 6 where the Wildcats had a penalty and made it 4th and 1 when they jumped off sides. Deep into the Bulldog territory. They were sitting at their own 29, and they needed to get to the 30 on 4th and 1. And obviously they did just that in their opening drive. I mean, I can't get over the fog here tonight. We haven't had anything like this at Franklin all season long, but I guess we drive an hour and a half north, and we got some elements. The Wildcats' offense has been absolutely humming so far in the first half, while the Bulldogs was a little bit slower and more methodical, but hey, they did what they needed to and put points up on the board. And they're getting ready to get the football back, down a touchdown. So here's McAllister. He's going to kick another one away. This one goes to the left again, and this one is caught, going to be returned from the 10, crossing over, and he's going to get hit at the 20, going to be pushing tacklers down to about the 21, and he's going to be stood up and will not be brought down, but they're going to give him forward progress up to about the 21 and a half, maybe the 22. Yeah, I think they're going to give him the 22 over on the right hash. So decent return, 12-yard return from the spot of his reception. And here comes Richardson and the Bulldogs. Once again, my name's Cody Schuler. Thank you for joining us. I typically have my legendary partner Brian Talley alongside me, but he's at home recovering from an illness. Hope you're getting better, buddy. Get them fluids in you. Richardson under center. Here's the give to Pittman off the right guard, and he's going to fight off. Nope, pardon me, that's Martin that time. Martin on the carry. Pittman's over on the sideline. I found him now. Got his helmet off, and he is very gingerly putting weight on that right leg. Little by little, he's kind of hopping on it. I don't know if we're going to see Pittman again, as he is away from the team, offset down here with a coach. If they don't have Pittman here tonight, that is a huge blow. There's the handoff to Simon. Simon nearly broke one. He does get the first down to the 35. There's that ambulance going off. I love that. The Bulldogs have an ambulance that they set off a siren and some lights for every positive thing pretty much that happens here. Just one of the fun things that you see with high school football. It's a good time. The Wildcats with pretty much 5 down linemen and 3 running backs, absolutely stacking the box. Give this to Martin. Martin looking every bit the running back that Pittman was. Martin, the sophomore, I mean, has not had a ton of carries, but he's had 72 for 396 yards on the season, averages 44 yards a game. But whenever you're leaned on as heavily as Cavalli Pittman is, I mean, you don't have much of a time to shine. So now we're looking at 2nd and 4 for the Bulldogs. Under center. Give us to Martin again, and he's going to be hit at the line of scrimmage. It's going to be about a yard short, I think. Yeah, he made it up to the 44. Going to bring up 3rd and 1. I would certainly imagine that 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, it doesn't matter. We'll see the Bulldogs go for that 4th down probably all night long. If you are just joining us, 106.1 The Score, we discussed heavily in how hugely of an important game that this is for both sides, beyond just it being a playoff game, as Doug Preston is the former head coach of the Franklin Simpson Wildcats. Here's the quarterback sneak now. Richardson pushes it through and gets a gain of about 3 on that one. Going to get the first down. Clock stops momentarily, but already a 2-minute drive here for the Bulldogs. Wildcats absolutely stacking the box. Jackson Evans up the middle has been playing lights out. There's Martin with another carry. He's going to take that one, a gain of about 4 or 5 yards, cross the 50 into Wildcat territory to the 49. I mean, just methodically marching this thing down the field. I mean, carry after carry, just gain after gain. And the thing about it is that while it is dramatically time-consuming, it's working right now. Martin takes another one down to the 45. Going to be 3rd and 2 now. Gain of about 4. I don't even know what to compare this to right now with this fog. It's almost like if you had a 4th of July fireworks celebration and all the smoke is covering the field with this fog is basically the only thing I know to equate this fog to. It is thick, dense, as you could say. Here's the handoff to Martin. Martin's going to have a first down. He's down to the 40. So as much as I expected to call Cavalli Pittman's name, I'm calling Trey Martin's name. Pittman still with no helmet on. I think he's probably just going to be done for the night. So 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs from the Wildcat 40. Moving left to right on your radio dial. Here's another give to Martin. Martin slips, trying to put his foot in the ground. He's going to gain about 1 on that one. Richardson goes over to the sideline to get this call this time. Mirroring styles of offense here, as well as defense, as it was the old ball coach, Tim Schlosser, who initiated the wing T style of offense at Franklin Simpson and then carried on by Doug Preston. Oh, Richardson, he's got a lot of yardage. He's going to cross 35, the 30, the 25, the 20. Wildcats are going to run him down, and he's going to try to Oh, I think he lost the football out there. I couldn't tell through the fog. And he jumps back and dives back on it, and he's going to be brought down at about the 22. So just shy of red zone territory again, but a nice first down run. That's twice now that Richardson has absolutely gashed this Wildcat defense on the fake handoff. I don't know if I can even call that a play-action play because he's not ever looking to pass. He's thrown it twice early in this football game on their initial drive, and that's when they were facing 2nd and 19. Obviously out of character for the Bulldogs to throw the football, as he only has 53 pass attempts coming into tonight. Richardson back under center. Here's the handoff to Martin. Martin takes it up the middle. Not a lot of gain on that one, but it's going to be 3 or 4. Gain of 2, PA says. We're getting some windows open. We're trying to see through the fog down here. This is, as I mentioned, Radio Row. I think we've got 4 or 5 stations going on throughout this press box, but we're jammed in here, and we're all having a great time, I must admit. And I do want to say to our 106.1 The Score listeners, as we got a holding penalty, and that one's going to back them up and make this one first and 20 after the holding penalty. Richardson under center. Back to pass, looking across the middle. Had a wide open receiver and missed him and has to get out of the pocket and throw it away. Had a wide open receiver, dead center of the field. That would have been an easy touchdown. And I don't think you could see him through the fog. I really think that he thought that that was the referee. He was so wide open. That was unbelievable. He was so wide open. What a busted coverage that was. And Richardson couldn't see him. He was back there standing very close to the referee and missed him. That's going to bring up 2nd and 20. As I was saying prior to that, thank you to our 106.1 The Score Fox Sports Radio affiliate for joining us. What an honor this is for me to be on Fox Sports Radio, as well as 92.3 WFKN for joining us. I mean, wow. So the weather being effective here. Back to passes, Richardson. Richardson looking across the middle, and it is, off the hands of the would-be receiver, number 13 there for the Bulldogs. Number 13, Christian Whitehead, the junior receiver. Now we're looking at 3rd and 20 for the Bulldogs. Obviously, unfamiliar territory. They are at the Wildcat 32. So if they can get a chunk play here, get probably 15 yards, then I would be shocked if they went for it on 4th and 5. So from shotgun, back to pass, looking right, throwing right out into the flat, and it is dropped. Dropped by Jeremiah Smith, the junior. Smith with 1 reception on the season for 4 yards. Now we're looking at 4th and 20. What will they do here? And it looks like the offense is staying out on the field. Richardson running back out. I wonder if he'll just attempt a pooch kick here. I don't know what they would even consider doing. Doug Preston, I'm sure, wants nothing more than to win this football game against his former team. From shotgun, here's Richardson. Looking right, looking across the middle, being forced out of the pocket. Looks like he might run for it. Throwing deep into the end zone, and it is going to be tipped, and it's going to be a turnover on downs. And we've got flags in the backfield. What is this call going to be? What a huge call this could be if we had a roughing the passer penalty. Personal foul, roughing the passer. You've got to be kidding me. Wow. You had 4th and 20, and you roughed the passer. My goodness. What a blow to the Franklin Simpson Wildcats that was. An unbelievable mishap by defense. You've already got them down by 7, 14-7 with 2:35 to go here, just ahead of halftime. And look at that. We are 7:48 at home in Franklin, 8:48 here at the home of the Bulldogs in Elizabethtown in Eastern Time Zone. And there's going to be a timeout Bulldogs here. So let's recap what just happened just a little bit. After an opening first down holding penalty that made it 1st and 20, then nothing happening really until we get to 4th down. Richardson throws it into the end zone. He had a receiver that possibly could have made a play on that ball. It just got overthrown. And then he gets roughed in the backfield. And the roughing the passer penalty is going to make it 1st and 10 into the red zone now for the Bulldogs from the 18. Wow, what a turn of events that turned out to be when you could have been marching the other way, running a 2-minute offense, possibly making this one a 21-7 ball game. Now the Bulldogs are going to be marching, knocking on your door. Everybody took a knee over there, so I tell you what, I bet that was a bit of a come-to-Jesus conversation for that Franklin Simpson defense. AKA, they probably got their butts chewed out. Deservingly so after that one. But only the second drive for this Bulldog offense. Here's the handoff. It goes up the middle. Martin's got some room, and he's got a decent little gainer there. Going to be a gain of about 7 or 8. From the, it was very hard to see if he was at the 17 or 18 as the sticks are over on the far side of the field from us in this fog. They get right back on the ball quickly. Hurry up offense. Here's the give to Martin again, and he's going to be stuffed at the line of scrimmage for no gain, possibly a loss of 1. And the clock continues to tick. It's going to be just right at the 2-minute mark. That was 3rd and 3. Now we're going to be, pardon me, that was 2nd and 3. Now we're going to be looking at 3rd and 3. Richardson runs in to call the play here. The Wildcats with 3 timeouts. This is a little bit, I don't understand this, why we haven't called a timeout to stop the clock earlier on in this one. Here's the handoff again up the middle for the Bulldogs. And it looks like we're just trying to let this one run out if you're the Franklin Simpson Wildcats. But is this going to be 4th down? They are going to call that a 1st down. He was right at the line of 1st down, and they're just going to call it a 1st down. I guess he got one more than what he needed, and now it's going to be 1st and goal from the 7 for the Bulldogs with now under a minute to play in the second quarter before the halftime bell. Hand off to Martin off the left tackle, and he's going to fighting for yards. My goodness, he's going to be brought down just ahead of the goal line, maybe the 1.5 or 2 yard line. They are going to mark him down, I think, at the 2. Now somebody is finally going to call a timeout with 38 seconds to play. I don't know who called the timeout, but wow. Somebody called a timeout. There we go. John Hardin called a timeout. All of us radio guys are looking at one another saying, who called timeout? Then nobody would say. So John Hardin still got one timeout here with 38 seconds to go, knocking on the doorstep of Franklin Simpson to score another touchdown and tie this one up ahead of going into the second half. Whereas I do believe that the Bulldogs are going to receive the opening kickoff in the second half. And that would be some nice momentum for them as the Wildcats are going to get a rest, obviously, at halftime, but we'll see how that goes. Neither team been able to get a stop, as this is the Wildcats scored on both of their first drives, and now the Bulldogs scored on their first and probably about to score on a second one. 38 seconds to go. Second down and goal from the 2. No, it's actually on the 1, they're saying. That heavy back formation. Strong on the left side. Now looks like we're going to have a Franklin Simpson timeout. Let's say it is eerily similar here tonight. It is like looking in the mirror for these offenses, running so much of the same style. Neither team wanting to throw the football. The fog continuing to roll through John Hardin High School here. What a beautiful facility that they have. We are up high in a press box right now. I bet that we are probably 75 feet above this field looking down onto the players. So maybe that also affecting our field of view with this fog. So now, after the Wildcats have gotten a look at the offensive set for the Bulldogs that they're coming out in, which they've been in the same thing pretty much all game, minus the 4th and 20 when they went shotgun. Here they come. This time they're looking more strong on the right side. Trey Martin back there. And they're going to toss it out. And Martin's got a lot of room, and he's going to be in there for a touchdown. So, not using those touchdowns comes back to bite the Wildcats a little bit with Martin running in for the touchdown and only 34 seconds left on the clock. Now it's a 13-14 game, and we're going to see if Ashton Russell, the kicker for the Bulldogs, can tie this one up. Looks like they might go for 2 here, as we've seen. Absolutely. I see Richardson remaining out on the field. Nope, they are going to kick it. Richardson is to hold. I thought he was the holder, but the way they were running offensive linemen on and off the field, I thought we might have seen a possible going for 2. It seemed awfully early to do that in this game, but the kick is up. The kick is good. So 14 apiece with 34 seconds to play here before halftime. We're going to take a 30-second break, 30 seconds, and then we'll be right back to you on 92.3 WFKN as well as 106.1 The Score.
We've been with Franklin Bank since '92 because we trust it.
Franklin was a great fit to help build a team and a culture that just kind of resonated with both of us.
They took a chance on us.
It's not a banking relationship, it's a personal relationship.
That's the most important thing to me about doing business with a bank is to have trust and faith in the people you're dealing with. And the people at Franklin Bank do every bit that needs to be done to give me that feeling.
High school football game of the week on ESPN Radio.
106.1 The Score, Fox Sports Radio affiliate. My name's Cody Schuler. I'm solo with you on the call tonight. Thank you for joining us as we are taking in this opening round matchup of the 4A Kentucky State Playoffs at John Hardin High School in Elizabethtown, the home of the Bulldogs, taking on the Franklin Simpson Wildcats with mirroring styles of wing T style offense. Nobody wants to pass it, everybody wants to run it. So we've only seen 4 offensive drives and basically 2 full quarters worth of play with 34 seconds remaining here in the second quarter ahead of the halftime bell. Russell on to kick here after the score by Martin. Here's the kick. This one goes a bit better. It's going to be received by Perry. Perry's going to run it out. He's across the 20, the 25. He's going to be hit at the 27, and he's probably going to go down right about there. The clock ticking away down to about 26 seconds left as he's brought down. They are going to mark him at the 28, I believe. So 14 all, kind of exactly what we expected here. What a ball game that this has been. The slow, methodical style of the John Hardin Bulldogs. So they got a couple men really deep back there, deep safeties. I don't know why, because I certainly don't expect us to be tossing any bombs here with possible turnover with 26 seconds to play. All right. The give is to Williams. Williams takes it around the right side. He's across 30, 40, the 45, the 50, the 45, 40, across 35, the 30, down to the 26-yard line. Somebody call timeout, please. You've got 3. My word. Jerrion Williams puts us into scoring territory just like that. 11 seconds later. Hang on, we're marching back. You have got to be kidding me. A flag at about the 41. You have got to be kidding me. Wow. What an unbelievable flag on that play. I mean, that's twice we've had huge runs called back. I'm not saying it's not happening because I don't see it. I'm not down there on the field. But that's 2 times now we have had massive runs called back. Wow, what a backbreaker, because we were easily within the leg range of Brody McAllister. Aiden Jones, clock starts ticking. Handoff is to Hampton. Hampton goes around the right side, and he's going to be pulled and yanked out of bounds. The clock is going to continue to tick. Oh, they run an extra few seconds off of that clock there. That was easily a couple of seconds run off of that one. It's going to be 2nd and 2 with 2.9 remaining here in the second quarter. Knotted up at 14 apiece. I mean, just the penalties right there, just 2 absolute backbreakers. Oh, and they do give us the seconds back. So, 5 seconds, but you know what? Not much of a difference maker after the long run is called back. So, 2nd and 2 from the 36. Delk under center. Delk's going to take it and knee this one down. Clock will run out, and that's going to be the end of the first half. All knotted up at 14 apiece at the home of the John Hardin Bulldogs. The visiting Wildcats come in and score on their opening 2 drives in magnificent fashion, and then in a very slow, methodical fashion, the Bulldogs march it right back down the field and knot it up at 14 apiece. My name's Cody Schuler. Thank you for joining us. We'll be right back with a bit of a halftime report after a 3-minute break on 92.3 WFKN and 106.1 The Score Fox Sports Radio.
Shotgun snap, he's blitzed, throws a jump ball into the end zone, Groves, he caught it, signal a touchdown. The handoff to Anderson, they want the out route, it's a double move, it's sold well, Groves catches it 15, 10, 5, touchdown, fake the out, went down.
It's halftime on Franklin Simpson Channel 9. Halftime is sponsored by Grease Monkey of Franklin, as well as Franklin EPB Fiber.
In Franklin, we keep things moving, from the work trucks to the family vans. We all need a pit stop now and then. At Grease Monkey of Franklin, we make oil changes fast, friendly, and reliable for personal vehicles and entire fleets. Whether you are headed out on a road trip or making deliveries across the county, our certified technicians will keep your engine running clean and strong. We treat every car like it's our own. Our goal is simple: get you in, out, and back on the road with confidence. Fleet service? No problem. We work with local businesses to keep their teams moving without the downtime. And right now, mention FS Channel 9 and get 9% off your full synthetic oil change. Grease Monkey Franklin, home time service that is done right, done fast, and built for the road ahead. Visit us at Grease Monkey across from Walmart and Nashville Road, Franklin, Kentucky.
Well, we're right here. We're in town. If somebody has an issue, we're there either that day or the very next day. So we're able to get to it quick and fix whatever issues anybody has.
Better speeds. I feel like it's a lot more reliable. With other services, you might get interference during like the weather or something, and you might lose service and have to wait for it to dry out again or something like that. But with fiber, you won't ever have that issue just because it is glass, so you can't really, weather's not really going to affect it much unless like a tree tears it down or something.
Athletics. So if we seem slanted in our calls, that's because we are. I am, in fact, a Franklin Simpson resident. I root for the team. My family is a part of the system. So with all that being said, It was disappointing to see such a call as that. Then, on the other scoring drive for the Bulldogs, we had them way worse than that. On a holding call, that was a 10-yard penalty on first down. That made it 1st and 20. Then we end up getting a couple of passing plays going incomplete. That made it 4th and 20. Then Richardson flies around and he rolls out of the pocket trying to make it a phenomenal pass. He actually had a man open in the corner of the end zone with 2 Franklin Simpson defenders behind his would-be receiver, and he simply overthrew it. But with that being said, he was, I guess, hit a little too much, a little too late, something like that. I don't know what you want to call it. I didn't agree with it. I saw the play happen live. You know, he might have gotten the Patrick Mahomes benefit on that one. Call it what you will. Like I said, I'm slanted. Hate me for it if you want to. But with that being said, they got a roughing the passer penalty that gave them another first down, and they did what they do, and they marched right down and put it in the end zone to tie it up at 14 apiece. Meanwhile, the Franklin Simpson Wildcat offense has moved the football very well. An 85-yard touchdown drive on their first one, that capped off by a 15-yard Aiden Jones run right up the gut, just gashing them. Then another beautiful drive that happened pretty quickly, about a 2-minute drive, because Franklin Simpson is putting together some deep runs right now. They're finding running lanes on the outside of this box-stacked defense from the John Hardin Bulldogs. And so we've had tremendous run after tremendous run that has also been called back by penalty. We've had 2 penalties that have had those kinds of things pushed back on our end. Just right there at the end of the first half, we had a Jerian Williams run that went for about 60 yards. That was called back for a alleged, I say alleged, very, very sarcastically, holding penalty. So now we're looking at that. So we've had 4 big-time penalties called against us here tonight. Now, they might have happened. They might not have happened. And I think you can call holding on just about every play in football if you wanted to stare at somebody hard enough. But, hey, look at the football ref. Look, give me some help here, man. We're trying to win a football game when we traveled an hour and a half north and staring down our old coach in the face. What's that mean? That's exactly what it means. We're looking at head coach Doug Preston of the John Hardin Bulldogs, who spent 8 seasons as the Franklin Simpson Wildcat head football coach, where he won back-to-back state championships in 2017 and 2018, and he had another trip in 2016, followed by an untimely exit in 2019. I've asked around several times on what exactly happened there, but hey, I can tell you what I've been told, but I don't want to because I'm not going to spread gossip, because all I've heard is pure speculation. I've never asked the man himself, as I don't know head coach Doug Preston. He was prior to my time covering Franklin Simpson athletics. So we're just going to do what we can with what we have. So we've got 6.5 to go up there on the halftime scoreboard report right now. And whenever we come back, we're going to talk a little bit of Western Kentucky University athletics. Why? Because I cover the Hilltoppers too. So we're going to talk about them for just a hot minute when we come back. And we're going to take us a 3-minute break. And we'll be back live with more Kentucky 4A state football playoffs on 92.3 WFKN, as well as 106.1 The Score Fox Sports Radio.
Somebody has an issue.
Nashville Road, Franklin, Kentucky.
Well, we're right here. We're in town. If somebody has an issue, we're there either that day or the very next day. So we're able to get to it quick and fix whatever issues anybody has.
Better speeds. I feel like it's a lot more reliable. With other services, you might get interference during like the weather or something, and you might lose service and have to wait for it to dry out again or something like that. But with fiber, you won't ever have that issue just because it is glass, so you can't really, weather's not really going to affect it much unless like a tree tears it down or something. We provide the city and the county, so within city limits, and then most areas that Warren provides electric service to out in the county.
When the Wildcats hit the field, the best seat in the house isn't the stadium. Rack House Restaurant and Bar is your official Franklin Simpson Watch Party headquarters. Every game, all season long. Bring your crew and grab your favorites from our made-from-scratch menu and catch every touchdown, basket, home run on multiple screens. Rack House Restaurant and Bar in Franklin, Kentucky, where Wildcat Nation gathers. See you at the game, right here.
Accidents happen in a split second, but the repair doesn't have to be a headache. At Eaton Collision in Franklin, we bring your car back to life with expert repairs and a flawless finish. We'll work directly with your insurance company to make the process quick, easy, and hassle-free for you. From dents to major damage, trust Eaton Collision to get you back on the road fast.
Ready to see the world without the stress of planning? At Picture This Travel, we specialize in creating unforgettable travel experiences, tailored just for you. And now we're excited to launch Franklin Simpson Alumni Travel. Imagine exploring incredible destinations across the globe, side by side with fellow FSHS graduates. Travel together, make new memories, and celebrate the Wildcat spirit worldwide. For more information, follow me, Julie Walters with Picture This Travel on Facebook.
We've been with Franklin Bank since '92 because we trust it.
Franklin was a great fit to help build a team and a culture that just kind of resonated with both of us.
They took a chance on us.
It's not a banking relationship, it's a personal relationship.
That's the most important thing to me about doing business with a bank is to have trust and faith in the people you're dealing with. And the people at Franklin Bank do every bit that needs to be done to give me that feeling.
Well,
Or find them on Facebook. Come in today. The Herb Jones Chevrolet Buick.
The Kentucky State 4A playoffs. We got about 2 minutes and 20 seconds up there on the halftime clock, but as we all know, the weirdest thing in halftime of all of Kentucky high school football and maybe just high school sports in general, they add an additional 3 minutes to the clock after that one runs out. I don't understand it. It's kind of weird. But anyways, I talk about that every game. It's just kind of a running joke for us. But let's talk about what's happening out here on the field right now. We've had a Aiden Jones run, a Jerian Williams run for Franklin Simpson to put a couple scores up on the board. The Franklin Simpson offense has moved the ball very well. And this one, I believe, here coming into the second half is going to be firmly on the shoulders of the defense to put a stop to these slow and methodical drives of the John Hardin Bulldogs. And probably the biggest story of this football game is the phenomenal senior, number 4, Cavalli Pittman, going out of this one early in the fourth quarter with an ankle injury. He came back in for a couple of plays and then turned around and went right back out. And he has not been back onto the field, standing far off from his team with no helmet on. So we'll see what happens in the second half if he does try to make a comeback, with some additional tape around that ankle, maybe some kind of a wrap. We'll see if he tries to have a go of it as we are in playoff time, and there is quite literally no tomorrow for either of these football teams if they don't win here tonight. Now, we've talked about it in depth with the head coach of the John Hardin Bulldogs, Doug Preston, being the former head coach of the Franklin Simpson Wildcats, and what a tremendous win that this would be for him to kind of, I don't know if he thumb his nose up at the end of this one, as I'm told that Coach Doug Preston is a fine gentleman. But I would pay money to be a fly on the wall of his home whenever he got home behind closed doors, to be able to sit and have a moment maybe and a sigh of relief to say, I did it. I got the last laugh over my former team. So who knows what's going to happen here in the second half. But I tell you what, the offense of Franklin Simpson has been moving the ball so well up and down the floor. There goes the halftime buzzer, if you hear it in the background, but they will add 3 minutes onto it right now. So, with all that being said, as I like to cover my Western Kentucky University Hilltoppers, if you've ever come to a ball game, you've probably heard me bust that out in kind of high praise of my tops. WKU football, currently the Hilltoppers sit third in Conference USA with an overall record of 7-2 with losses to FIU and Toledo. The real news here with WKU football is that Rodney Tisdale Jr., the redshirt freshman quarterback, has appeared to overtake starting quarterback in the season, Maverick McIver, as the number 1 QB on the team. Now, this happened to be one of those occurrences when Maverick got banged up and had 3 bad games in a row. That included an awful loss. Then Tisdale stepped in while he was banged up, and he has played really well. Last week's game at home, he was 30 of 38 for 301 yards passing and 4 touchdowns. Now, I don't know why, but the rushing attack has not been great for the Tops. So the offense has operated as well as the quarterback has played recently, and the Tops are rolling under Tisdale as QB. So credit Coach Helton in this scenario right now for being willing to make such a huge move in the middle of the season when they are looking for a conference championship and possibly could still be in the hunt if things shake out their way here in the last couple of games of the season. Now, I won't pretend to know exactly all the scenarios of how they could make that happen, but I do know it's still possible. In the away game at Louisiana Tech, Tisdale accounted for an even 300 yards rushing and passing there as well. So the redshirt freshman QB has some serious talent. Now the Tops have the Mutts, as I like to call them, the MTSU Blue Raider, coming up to the Hill on the 15th. I do believe that is going to be a win. But how do we finish out the season with a night game at LSU down in their territory with their head coach, Brian Kelly, being out of the program? I'm not going to pretend like we're going to come away with a massive win there at LSU in a night game, but I'll tell you what, I do feel better about it with the redshirt freshman Rodney Tisdale at quarterback being able to run the football as well as pass the football. In one of his 2 games at QB, he led the Tops in rushing. We're going to have to open up some windows up here to get things going. And I'm going to have to back up my equipment. So if you hear some fumbling around, that kind of thing, I do apologize for that technical weirdness that we're going into. But we're all fogged up here as this press box is absolutely blazing hot. So we've got to open up some windows to get away from the foggy windows that we've got. You know, it looks like you just took a steamy shower up here in this press box. And I'm going to have to stand up, maneuver myself around a little bit as the final bell of halftime goes off. But what do the Hilltoppers have in store for the rest of their season with LSU, the Mutts of MTSU, and a game at Jacksonville State in Alabama on the schedule? So now I'm going to have to get up, maneuver myself around a little bit here, and the Bulldogs, the home Bulldogs of John Hardin, are going to receive the opening kickoff of the second half. Brody McAllister, the junior, the phenomenal junior kicker, will be able to put this one away. Boot this one away, rather. Back to receive is going to be 17, Jeremiah Smith. And I can't see the other kid's number from up here, but that's okay, because McAllister usually kicks it a little to the left. So with 12 minutes on the clock, we're getting ready to start the third quarter. Here comes McAllister. And we're away with the second half, and sure enough, it goes to the left, and that one it goes to Jeremiah Smith. He receives it at about the 5, and he's going to be hit at the 15, and eventually brought down at about the 24, 25, fighting for yards there. I think they probably should have blown that whistle a whole lot sooner. That could have been an injury out there on the field, as he was still trying to fight for yardage after he went to about the 22. I thought his knee went down at about the 22 as well, but he kept churning, so credit Smith there with that one. So here comes Richardson, and the Bulldog offense still running. No, a little bit of a different set now, a bit of a V formation in the backfield. Now it's going to be handed off to the third running back, number 12, and he's going to be brought down for no gain, B.J. Stewart, the senior. Stewart, number 3 in rushing for the Bulldogs. Just 22 attempts for 237 yards on the season. Trey Martin had a huge workload there in the absence of Cavalli Pittman. Do want to point out that we do not see that fantastic senior out there on the field playing. He is still on the sideline with no helmet, still holding up that right leg. So Pittman probably out, and here's the handoff to Martin, and he hurdles over a couple tacklers. A phenomenal run there by the sophomore. I tell you what, that for a sophomore, he is carrying a load. That he hits that hole and runs strong. That's not the first time we've seen him do that tonight for the Bulldogs. Richardson continuing to run back and forth to the sideline to get the play calls. Here comes that heavy double fullback set again. Simon, the straight back right about there. And now here's the pitch to Martin. Martin fighting off tacklers, not being wrapped up very well by the would-be Franklin Simpson tacklers, and he's going to carry that one out to the 45. Going to be a yard short of the first down for the Bulldogs. So a good run on first down. Martin having his way here with a couple of early rush attempts. Things like this will absolutely wear out a defense, by the way. What a rushing attack to have to face off against. I mean, I've talked about it the opposite direction for Franklin Simpson several times. And now back to pass, looking deep, and he's going to underthrow that one by a mile, is Austin Richardson. And apparently he got rocked by Caden Bennett there. Caden Bennett, our previous week's Franklin Pelicans snowball player of the game. And Richardson running gingerly over to the sideline this time to get the play call from Coach Doug Preston. Going to bring up 3rd and 1 now as Richardson kind of awkwardly just jogging back out onto the field. Almost like, man, what do I got to do? But he threw a duck right there, for being honest with you. That strong double back formation. Hand off to the lead back, and he's got a lot of yardage. And Price slips, Jackson Price slips, and Simon's got nothing but green grass out in front of him. That's going to be the biggest offensive play of the night for the Bulldogs as Simon runs that one in for a touchdown. Wow. Jackson Price slips, and Simon takes it the distance. So we are obviously dealing with some wet field out there now, and that's not smoke. That's 100% fog out there. Wow. The temperature has dipped a little bit here, but I mean, we're still looking at 58 degrees, so still decently warm up here in Elizabethtown. Now Richardson to hold, and here comes Russell to kick the extra point. Try to make it a 21-14 game with 9:48 to go in the third. A good run there by Simon. Amari Simon. The kick is up. The kick is good. So the Bulldogs come out and have a huge running play by Amari Simon to take the lead for the first time tonight, 21-14. We're going to take a 30-second break, and we'll be right back to you on 92.3 WFKN as well as 106.1 The Score, Fox Sports Radio. Everybody. Here's the kick, and there's whistles immediately. That one's fielded cleanly by Perry. Probably going to be an offsides call. And I do want to point out we've got Xavier Hampton back out there on the field. I didn't see him after he went down hurt after a huge run early in the first half. But Xavier Hampton's back out there on the field. That is great news for the Franklin Simpson Wildcats, as he has just been nails here tonight running the football. We're going to reset this one and kick it again. So they're going to reset and kick it exactly where they were at. I'm not exactly sure what happened, as I'm going back and forth between windows here trying to figure out what's going on, as all of our windows have fogged up here in the press box. Well, Ashton Russell, he's going to retreat about 10 yards, take a bunch of steps over, get set again to kick this one off to Franklin Simpson after the score by John Hardin. He can't make up his mind if he wants to go or not. Now he's ready. And now here's the kick. A bit of a squib kick. He didn't like that one. This one's fielded cleanly by Perry. Perry over there, he's got it. He's going to run it across to about the 33, 34-yard line. Yep, they're going to call him down at the 33. First down for the Wildcats with 9:43 to go, trailing for the first time here in this football game, 21-14 at the home of the Bulldogs. So let's see what the Wildcats have in store this time for the offense. They rush to the football, and the referee's trying to slow them down. I don't know what's happening there, but now here's the whistle. Delk under center. Jones the lone back. Handoff is to Jones off the right guard. He's going to run for about 3-4 yards. Now, see, that's the same whistle I'm looking for there, Mr. Referee. Whenever you should have called the play down earlier for John Hardin. I might complain a little bit more about referees here tonight since I don't got Brian here to keep me in line. Just kidding. Mirroring styles of offense here. Delk sends Williams in motion. Looks like going to be John Hardin jumping off sides here. Going to give us a free 5 yards. 2nd and 7. Now going to bring up a short 2nd and 2. Close to that right hash. This is a good one. 9:06 on the clock right now. The clock will restart after they get set. And there goes the clock. Delk getting the play call. Coach Profit. Coach Profit's done a phenomenal job this season, by the way. Just want to point that out. Offensive coordinator for the Franklin Simpson Wildcats. Delk the lone setback. Hampton offset to the left. Hampton goes in motion. The handoff is to Jones. Jones takes it for a gain of, continues to churn the legs. I thought he was down after a gain of about 2 or 3 on that one, and he continued to churn them and ended up getting about 8 yards on that one, up to right at the 48-yard line of the Wildcats, nearing midfield. So now 1st and 10 for the Wildcats, and what a game we've looked at. It's been like watching the same team on offense nearly, if you take away the chunk plays for Franklin Simpson. Williams goes in motion. There's the delayed handoff to Alford, and Alford's going to be brought down in the backfield. A loss of about 3 on the play. Yeah, loss of 3 on the play there for the Wildcats on a very delayed handoff, trying a little bit of trickery there that John Hardin's defensive line just blew up in the backfield. Those longer developing plays on a wing T style offense can be very difficult for an offensive lineman. Back to pass is Delk, looking deep, throwing deep, got a man wide open as Perry. Perry's got it, he hauls it in, and he's going to be brought down at about the 11. What a beautiful bomb and play call from Coach Profit there, right at the right time. We don't throw it often, but my goodness, when they do, it sure is pretty. Now under the 7.5-minute mark. We seem to always have a good one of those in our hands per game, and massive game there for the Wildcats. Down to the 11. Delk under center. Here's the handoff to Hampton. Hampton looking for blockers, and he's got them. Touchdown, Wildcats! Xavier Hampton on an 11-yard run to cap off a beautiful drive after the pitch and catch from Brady Delk to Brody Perry. This one's getting ready to hopefully be knotted up at 21 apiece, where Brody McAllister comes on for a point-after attempt. So, another quick drive here in the third quarter. And here's McAllister. Delk to hold. Here's the snap. Kick is up. The kick is good. We're all knotted up at 21 apiece. We're going to take us another 30-second break, and we'll be right back on 92.3 WFKN as well as 106.1 The Score, Fox Sports Radio.
Wildcats hit the field. The best seat in the house isn't the stadium. Rack House Restaurant and Bar is your official Franklin Simpson Watch Party headquarters. Every game, all season long. Bring your crew and grab your favorites from our made-from-scratch menu and catch every touchdown, basket, home run on multiple screens. Rack House Restaurant and Bar in Franklin, Kentucky, where Wildcat Nation gathers. See you at the game, right here.
And as well as 106.1 The Score, Fox Sports Radio, affiliate out of Elizabethtown, Kentucky. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Cody Schuler. I'm excited to be with you. My first experience with Fox Sports Radio, so what an honor this is for me. I mean, truly, this is really, really cool. I'm not going to lie to you. This is pretty awesome. So thank you for joining us. We are typically a Franklin Simpson coverage station as we cover all of Franklin Simpson and athletics out of the beautiful downtown square of Franklin, Kentucky. A little bit of history there for you. It's where Johnny Cash and June Carter got married. Home of Annie Potts, the magnificent actor known most recently as young Sheldon Cooper's Meemaw on ABC television or CBS. I don't know which one it is. All I know is I can't watch ABC and ESPN and College Game Day right now without Disney Plus. As McAllister boots away the kick, and this one's going to make it into the end zone. The big boot of McAllister showing off some leg strength there to give a 1st and 10 to the Bulldogs from their own 20-yard line. With 7:07 left, all knotted up here at 21 apiece in the third quarter. And, I mean, this is everything we expected. Everything we expected. This is, I said that I gave this game to be a 51-49 edge to the Bulldogs just because they were at home. But beyond that, I mean, this is strictly a 50-50 game. This might come down to who has the ball last. So I don't know what happened there, but it looked like there was a fumble in the backfield. A broken play. It looked like number 12, B.J. Stewart, fell on the football, but I'm not sure exactly what happened. I couldn't see that there was a crowd around it. I think if I was the PA announcer, I'd have to just call that a tackle by everyone. Nearing the 6.5-minute mark here in the third quarter already. I mean, we've been only here for an hour and 35 minutes of playing time, and that's 6.5 minutes to go in the third. That's what you get when you got running teams. That's a quick game. Richardson under center. The V back, looking back to pass, looking left, throwing left. He's got a man in the flat, and he's got it. He's going to be a good run there, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds after a first down gain at the 36-yard line of the Bulldogs. I think that one was caught by senior B.J. Stewart. Yes, that was, in fact, Stewart. Good enough for a first down for the Bulldogs. And timeout on the field there. I don't know why. Pardon me. He did go out of bounds, so we had to have a bit of a clock change. We didn't realize that. I guess our clock operator he hasn't had to stop the clock much tonight, so, I mean, I guess it was kind of a one-off where he does have to hit the stop button there. I mean, what a game this has to be for a clock operator. Difficult for them for sure. Here's the handoff by Martin, and he's going to be grabbed in backfield. Oh, a fumble on the play maybe. Think he's going to be ruled down. Phenomenal play in the backfield by Caden Bennett. I mean, what a way to ride that young man down. Thing was immediately blown dead. So a loss of 1 on the play. Caden Bennett getting into the backfield. I mean, imagine any defensive end in the league that you want to right now. Shades of Von Miller, how fast he got back there. Continued to run with his heavy 3-back set. Offset to the right this time. Running to the left is Martin. Martin's got it. He's got some room looking for the left. He's going to run over a would-be tackler, dish out some punishment there. And he's going to be thrown out of bounds after a gain of about 12 or 13. Going to be another first down for John Hardin. Nearing the midfield mark. Running away from the strong side of the blockers at the 48-yard line of the Bulldogs now. 1st and 10, knotted up at 21 apiece with 5 minutes to play here in the third. One wide receiver set out far wide right. Now the give is to Martin, and he's going to be hit initially by Hampton, brought down by Jackson Gass after a gain of about 6. Going to bring up 2nd and 4. This is something else, man. Already over a 4-minute drive for the Bulldogs here, and they've just crossed midfield into Wildcat territory at their 46-yard line. 2nd and 4. If either of these defenses, the handoff is to Martin again. He's going to get across for the first down to the Wildcat 39. If either of these defenses can find a way to get a fumble and fumble recovery, that might make the difference in the game. And especially right now, the way that John Hardin is controlling the line of scrimmage. You have to give big props to their offensive line. Currently moving the football from left to right on your radio dial. Richardson under center. Hand off to Martin. Martin hit immediately in the backfield. Brought down. Big time stop by Aiden Jones. A loss of 1. Another tackle for loss. Going to bring up 2nd and 11 with right at 3.5 to play in the third quarter. 21 apiece at the home of the Bulldogs, John Hardin High School in Elizabethtown. Here comes Richardson under center, this time with a V formation in the backfield, continuing with 3 backs. That one's handed to Stewart, looking for room on the left side. A flag comes down in the backfield. Let's see if they called it on the Bulldogs, possibly, as we've had major penalty after major penalty against the Wildcats. Let's see how this one goes. I think it is going to go against the Bulldogs as they are backing up, confirming with Coach Cheney of the Wildcats. We're going to back them up probably 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Make this one probably 2nd and 21 if I didn't know any better. With 3:10 to go here in the third. Going to back them up a little bit more. Right at the 50, right almost in the center of the teeth of the Bulldog out here on the field, mirroring the University of Georgia Bulldog logo. 2nd and 21 for the Bulldogs. Heavy to the left. The give is to Simon, and he's got a lot of room. He's looking for more room, cutting would-be tacklers after would-be tackler. I mean, talk about a shifty young man. I don't know why they haven't given the ball to him more often. I mean, he is able to slip a tackler very nicely. Wildcats have to wrap up if they're going to hope to make any sort of stop. But this is a huge down right here, 3rd and 11. We've had 2 4th down situations where we've had them set up and had them dead to rights, but haven't been able to bring them down. Let's see what the Wildcat defense has in store right now in this moment. V formation, looking to pass right. Oh, and it is off the hands of the would-be receiver for the Bulldogs. There's no flags on the field. I'm going to immediately say that. There's no flags. But here comes up 4th and 11. Let's see what Doug Preston has in store right now. Oh, my word. They are going to call. There was a false start penalty. It is waved off. And we are going to take 4th and 11. I don't know how that was waved off. But here comes the punt team, it appears. Are they actually going to punt? That is the question. Who is back deep for the Wildcats? That does not look like Perry. That looks more like Hampton, but I don't see the usual pink of Perry. The punt team on, and there's going to be a whistle. Let's see what the call is. I don't see any laundry, so maybe it's a timeout. Delay of game for the Bulldogs. They didn't even bother to throw a flag, but that's okay. So 2:07 on the clock here in the 3rd. John Hardin takes the penalty to back him up a little bit more. Now here comes Perry onto the field for the Wildcats. The usual punt returner for Franklin Simpson. Ashton Russell on to punt for the Bulldogs. Standing at his own 42, takes the snap. The punt is away, and the Wildcats are going to let it go. It's going to take a Bulldog bounce. I don't know what that was, but they picked it up and threw it down forward. Nice try. Wonderful try there, but it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Wildcats from their own 25 from the dead of the field. He picked it up and tried to pretend like, he rolled over the top of the football and tried to throw it forward and get an extra 10 yards there. I give him A for effort, but that was that wasn't about to happen. I don't know who he thought he was fooling. Either way, 1st and 10 for the Wildcats with 1:45 to go in the 3rd and a tie football game. So finally, we see our first defensive stop of the entire football game with 1:45 left in the 3rd. First defensive stop, and it's done by the Wildcats. So kudos to them for making plays. And the referees holding things up here. I don't understand this at all. Oh, okay, so there's a change on the clock. The clock goes from 1:45 to 1:56. And now the clock correction is doing well. Here comes Delk under center. Jones, the lone running back. The give is to Hampton running right. He's got around the right side. He is going to be right in there for a gain of about 11 or 12 yards. They're going to give him a gain of 11. Going to be a 1st down for the Wildcats. Run out of bounds, so the clock will stop. Jones showing off the speed coming off the edge. I know that he is a track runner, but man, it is sure a thing of beauty to see when it's on a football field in full display. Making substitutions is the Bulldog defense. I do hate that we have not been able to see Cavalli Pittman in full effect for the John Hardin Bulldogs. Handoff to Jones, running off the left tackle. He has tried to be pulled down by his arm, but he continues to churn those legs. Rumbling, bumbling, stumbling, as Chris Berman would say. A little bit of beast mode action there for Aiden Jones, the hard runner. A good first down run. Going to bring up 2nd and 4 for the Wildcats. Nearing the 1-minute mark left in the third. Wildcats coming in to now do what they do and move the football up and down the field. Pulled this time by Delkin. He's got a lot of room across the 50 to the 45, the 40, the 35, the 30, the 25, the 20, the 10, 5. Touchdown, Wildcats! Brady Delk busts one. A 55-yard run for the senior quarterback to regain the lead with less than a minute to go here in the first. Oh, my goodness. Pardon me, the third quarter. 27-21 Wildcats. What an unbelievable run. He saved it all night long. I've said all season long that Brady Delk will save it for the perfect moment. And wow, what a moment that was to regain the lead. Now here's McAllister on for the point after attempt. Brady Delk showing off the speed, nearly caught right at the goal line. High snap, put down. Great job again by the senior quarterback, Brady Delk, to put that one down. Wildcats regain the lead, make it 28-21 with a minute left to go in the third. You're listening to 92.3 WFKN as well as 106.1 The Score. Fox.
So as far as preventative maintenance, to keep outages at a minimum, one thing that we do is pole inspections. So we'll drive across the system, we'll dig out around the bottoms of the pole, see if there's anything rotten, we'll check the pole's integrity in general. So as you can see now, we're changing out some wire on some poles that we have recently changed out. As they age, they start to crack or rot at the bottom, so we try to stay ahead of those types of outages. Probably the neatest part of working here. So working in the community that I live in and grew up in, there's a lot of satisfaction that comes from that. You know, if there is an outage, there's a good chance that you're restoring power, maybe to a family member, a friend, your preacher, something like that. So just being able to help and serve the people that you know, that's a good feeling.
Now this one goes away for McAllister. Wow, that one's going to be caught by Martin around the 5, and he's going to run over a would-be tackler at the 25, and he's going to take this one down to about the 27. Tell you what, that sophomore right there, that young man's going to be a stud when he makes it to his senior season. I mean, an absolute stud. I hate that he's so close to Louisville because somebody's eventually going to come calling on him. He's going to put up some major numbers. He's limping a little bit. I mean, that's as much as I hate the Pittman injury, I've enjoyed watching Trey Martin run the football and, you know, play special teams. He's on the kickoff team. He's on the return team. Martin does a little bit of everything for the Bulldogs. So what do the Bulldogs offense have in store now with that V formation, 3 down running backs? The handoff is to, that's going to be number 12, Stewart. He's going to be brought down right around the line of scrimmage. And what we are beginning to slowly but surely see here by the Wildcat defense is that they have been in line with everything that the John Hardin Bulldog offense has been running. They have made stop after stop after stop now on the last couple of drives taking on this wing T offense. And, I mean, I don't know if you want to call it the absence of Pittman. And here is, he's back to pass is Richardson. He's got a man, and number 2, he's across the 40, the 45, the 50, across the 45, and he takes a big shot there by Xavier Hampton. He's going to be into Wildcat territory. Down, they're going to call him down and out at the 40. Wow. A very good pass play there by John Hardin that time off the arm of Austin Richardson. He's made a couple of decent throws here tonight. I would venture to say he's probably thrown the football more tonight than what he has in any game all season long. So they've got 5 seconds left to play here in the third. I think he was forced out of bounds, so they will, in fact, have to run a play down 28-21 as we'll get to head into the fourth quarter after this one. Here's the handoff to Martin. Martin's going to be hit right at the 40, and he might have gained a half a yard. And Xavier Hampton making a beautiful wrap-up tackle right there. Stuck his shoulder in his gut, and that's going to take us to the fourth quarter with your Wildcats on top. Another fourth quarter lead for the Wildcats. Let's see if we can close this one out. Currently up 28-21. We're going to take us a 1-minute break, and we'll be back on 92.3 WFKN as well as 106.
Franklin, we keep things moving. From the work trucks to the family vans, we all need a pit stop now and then. At Grease Monkey of Franklin, we make oil changes fast, friendly, and reliable for personal vehicles and entire fleets. Whether you are headed out on a road trip or making deliveries across the county, our certified technicians will keep your engine running clean and strong. We treat every car like it's our own. Our goal is simple: get you in, out, and back on the road with confidence. Fleet service? No problem. We work with local businesses to keep their teams moving without the downtime. And right now, mention FS Channel 9 and get 9% off your full synthetic oil change. Grease Monkey Franklin, home time service that is done right, done fast, and built for the road ahead. Visit us at Grease Monkey across from Walmart and Nashville Road, Franklin, Kentucky.
Back into the football game. Here comes Austin Richardson back in to give the play call. And 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs from the Wildcat 16. Moving right to left now on your radio dial. There's the handoff. That one looks like it's going to number 26. Pardon me, that's 28. Aiden Franklin on the run, the junior. 21 rush attempts is all this season for 192 yards. I mean, when you're behind Cavalli Pittman running the football, you're not going to have a ton of rush attempts. But that's one thing about this wing T offensive scheme. It can be next man up. It's just that Pittman is a super talented running back for the John Hardin Bulldogs and has consumed all of those carries. Now here's the pitch to Martin. Martin's hit, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds right about the 10-yard line. He's going to be shy. It's going to bring up a 3rd down for the Bulldogs. He is marked out at the 10-yard line. It's going to bring up 3rd and about 4 for the Bulldogs. What a huge sequence that this is going to be right here. Down 7, 28-21, here with 10.5 to go in the fourth quarter. Here's the pitch left. That one is given to 28. Aiden Franklin. It's going to bring up 4th down. This is 4th and a long one. What a huge play that this is for the Wildcats. I am dying to see if we will stack that box and possibly give up the outside run. But we're looking at 4th and 1. They attempt the quarterback sneak. Oh, and Richardson gets it, and he gets behind some blockers, and he's going to make it all the way into the end zone for a touchdown for the Bulldogs. Wow. He fought through a whole lot of people right there and stayed on his feet. I mean, we have seen absolute monster strong running from both sides. And let's see what they do. With 9:56 to go here in the fourth, are they going to bring the offense back out? And it looks like they're going to just hit the single point after. So here comes the kicker. Here comes Ashton Russell. Here's the snap. Here's the kick. The kick is up. The kick is good. So we're going to tie up the ball game at 28 apiece with 9:56 to go here in the fourth. And right now, oh boy, we are getting, sometimes they'll call it the championship rounds if you're looking at a heavyweight fight, and that's what this feels like. We're going to take ourselves a 30-second break, and we'll be right back with you on 92.3 WFKN and 106.1 The Score.
Accidents happen in a split second, but the repair doesn't have to be a headache. At Eaton Collision in Franklin, we bring your car back to life with expert repairs and a flawless finish. We'll work directly with your insurance company to make the process quick, easy, and hassle-free for you. From dents to major damage, trust Eaton Collision to get you back on the road fast.
Whistles here on the kickoff. Looks like there's going to be offsides on the Bulldogs yet again. Going to back them up and give it another go. But as I was saying, a familiar face turned foe in the now coach of the Bulldogs, Doug Preston, who won 2 consecutive state championships for your Franklin Simpson Wildcats as head coach. Max Cheney, who was on his staff, took over as head football coach and doing a phenomenal job. So now here comes Ashton Russell getting a little bit of a something from his head coach, and he's running to everybody on special teams right now and telling them something. So let's see what happens if we move up somebody to put a hands team up there. But Franklin Simpson already has a good group out there. Let's see if this is just the ruse or if he's going to kick it. Yep, that is a squib kick, and Franklin Simpson dives on it around the 45. I believe that's Caden Bennett again. I mean, Mr. Do-It-All, Caden Bennett. My goodness, that senior young man right there, he knows ball, as that one went farther than the 10 yards on the squib. I mean, it could have nearly been recovered by the Bulldogs right there. I mean, he had to make a head-first dive on that one from about 4 yards out, as nobody had touched it, and the Bulldogs could have recovered that one and considered it an onside kick. So thank you, Caden Bennett, as now the Wildcats have got a short field, which not necessarily a huge deal, because you expect the Wildcats to march down the field, and there goes Jones. He's across the 50, and he's going to be brought down at about the 47 of the Bulldogs. A nice first down run of 7 yards. Because I tell you what is about to happen. It's almost like I can see it. The Wildcats are going to march down the field. We're going to score us a touchdown to go ahead 35-28. And this is about conserving time for the Bulldogs right now. That's why I think that Coach Preston did not care to go for the bit of an awkward onside kick. And there's the give to Jones. Jones is up. That's going to be a first down. He's up to the 42-yard line, as that clock is just going to tick, 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 tick away, nearing the 9-minute mark. Because this Bulldog offense is going to need all the time that they can get. if they can't stop this Franklin Simpson offensive attack. Delk goes back under center. Jones, lone one in the backfield. There goes Cole Alford in motion, but he goes right back. Now here comes Hampton in motion. Hampton's got it. He's across the 40, and he's going to be brought down at about the 35. A nice little run there for the Wildcats. It's going to bring up second and a long 2. Xavier Hampton's been phenomenal tonight running the football. I'm so glad that he was not seriously injured in that one because, I mean, much like the injury to Cavalli Pittman for the Bulldogs, I mean, what a blow that was. He's a two-way player. You know, you'd feel the same way about Xavier Hampton with the Wildcats already being down star senior. Jones takes that one. Got tripped, slipped a little bit there coming out of the backfield as he was hitting the line of scrimmage. And he's going to have this one at about the 33-yard line. It's going to bring up 3rd and 1. So a bit of an opportunity here for the John Hardin Bulldogs to make a play, but they haven't been able to stop the Wildcat offense all night. Already down to about 7.5 to play here in the 4th quarter. Offset running back is Jones. Delk is going to take it, and he's going to push up the middle. He's going to get to the 31. First down for the Wildcats, it looks like. Yep, they are going to move the chains. First down, Wildcats. So after the chains move, that clock is going to restart. And I'm told that Paducah Tillman taking on Taylor County was 7-0. Now they're up 14-0. So Paducah Tillman taking care of business over in their home. They got one of the top seeds. Franklin Simpson with a down player now, so that clock is going to stop and hold at 7:26 to go. I could not see the number on that Franklin Simpson player. It looked like 53, and that's what I thought it was. Jacob Spears, the fantastic guard for the Wildcat offense. I mean, this offensive line, the way that these young men maneuver around all over that line, it is pivotal to have a good and healthy offensive line. And Jacob Spears, as a junior, has been great. I mean, they move all over. They move inside and out. Basically, the only player on the offensive line that doesn't move is Jackson Kraft in the center. But you might see that young man playing right tackle. You might see him playing right guard. You might see him kick into left guard or left tackle. It's just the way that this style of offense works as they are pulling and moving all over the field. So we haven't seen any double handoffs here tonight. I wonder what we've got in store here. Jones and Alford. Handoff is to Alford. Alford takes it. He's up to the 25. He's going to be brought down at about the 22. Another good first down run for the Wildcats. Nope. That is a gain of 10 on that one. First down, Wildcats. Nearing the red zone at the Bulldogs 22. 7 minutes to play here in the 4th. I tell you what, this Bulldog defense right now looks gassed. Hands on the hips, people just standing around. They're getting tired of tackling these boys. The handoff is to Alford. He's around the left side. He's across the 20, trying to shake a tackler, and he's going to be brought down at about the 16-yard line after a gain of about 6. Good run there by Cole Alford. Alford, who we don't call his name a bunch, spelling Aiden Jones and Xavier Hampton and Jerian Williams, which it's just kind of hitting me. I haven't seen much of Jerian Williams out on the field. I have not called his name. I'll have to get some clarification on that. And to give this to Jones, Jones running, powering up the middle. I mean, it looks like he's going to have a first down to the about the 10.5, 11-yard line. Another first down for the Wildcats. So Aiden Jones getting a ton of carries. I'll see what we can get on Jerian Williams. no promises this late in the game as we got 5:40 to go here in the fourth quarter, and the Wildcats within striking distance now at the Bulldogs 11. First and 10. Brody Perry splits out wide right. Delk under center. Goes in motion is Hampton. The give is to Jones. Jones breaks a tackle. He's across the 5. He's going to be brought down at about the 1. About the 1 or about the half-yard line, and that's going to bring up first and goal for the Wildcats after the first down run by Aiden Jones. So a healthy dose of Aiden Jones here tonight has been, it's been fun to see, as that young man is a load to bring down for anybody. So, first and goal from the 1. Delks under center, 3 down running backs, split wide across. The handoff is to, I think it was Jones, but no gain on the carry. Maybe a half a yard. Just shy of the goal line. So that clock running, continuing to just go. 4:15 to go here in the fourth. 28-28 at the home of the Bulldogs, John Hardin High School. Here's Delk. That give is to Alford. Alford is diving across the goal line, and it is a touchdown, Wildcats! With 4:03 left to go in the fourth. I hate to say I called it, and I told you so, but I've watched this team a little bit, you could say, all season long. And Cole Alford gets the call and busts in across the goal line for a touchdown. Now here comes the all-important point after attempt. Brady Delk to hold, Brody McAllister to kick. Up 34-28. Here's the kick. The kick is up. The kick is good to make it 35-28. Typically, I would go to break right here, but I'm actually just going to stay with you. Because right now, we don't know what's happened to Jarian Williams, as he's been absent for much of this one. So I'm assuming Jarian is hurt. And Jarian, what a tremendous blow that is to this Wildcat team. That makes now 2 of our top 3 rushers and all-around athletes, as Jarian plays corner for this team too, starts at corner, being out with injury. And that does not bode well for this Wildcat team. But right now, they are up on John Hardin at the home of the Bulldogs, 35-28 with 4:03 left to play. This is a tough one. We are after the 10 o'clock hour. I did not do a station identification, so I'm just going to do a station identification now. Not going to break. 92.3 WFKN as well as 106.1 The Score Fox Sports Radio. But we are looking to see McAllister kick off now for the Wildcats to the Bulldogs, and we're going to see if this Wildcat defense can end this one. Oh, and it's bobbled, and he touched it, and he's going to pick it up from the 4-yard line, and he is going to break a tackle, get around another tackle, get run into his own player, does Stewart, and he's going to be brought down. He made chicken salad there. You got to give Stewart some credit. He lost that one, it looked like. He tried to catch it high, bounced off his hands, off his helmet, and he lost it on the fumble and brought it out to about the 13-yard line. So a nice job recovering by Stewart. After it's all said and done, about an 8 or 9 yard return. But that is hurtful right now when you have to drive nearly the entire length of the field. I know everybody that is rooting for this Franklin Simpson Wildcat team right now is sitting clenched on the edge of their seats in anticipation to see if this Wildcat defense can stop this brutal rushing attack of the John Hardin Bulldogs. Bear with me. I'm going to do my best to get us through this. Deep breaths, everybody. from the shotgun. Here's Richardson looking left, throwing left. He's got a man in 28. He's going to break a tackle. He's got some room across the 25 to the 30, and he's going to be thrown down, rolling over the top of a would-be tackler, I guess, at the 32. So they get out of a flag way back at about the 14-yard line from the far side. And I don't know what this one's about, but Preston doesn't look happy. Here's some clapping. I can't tell who it's from because I can't see the crowds, but they are marching backwards. I guess that's going to be a holding penalty because the Bulldogs are marching way back, and they got an illegal man downfield. So that's going to be 1st and 15 after the 5-yard penalty. And they are back at their own 8-yard line from shotgun. Looking to pass. Get there. Can't get there. Throws it deep. A little bit out of reach there for number 9 for the Bulldogs. Going to bring up 2nd and 15. If the Wildcats ever had a golden opportunity, this right here is it. That one just out of the reach of Adrian Lunsford. Second and 15, 3:32 to go here in the 4th at the home of the Bulldogs, down 35-28 to the Franklin Simpson Wildcats in this opening round matchup of the 4A state football playoffs. Richardson in the shotgun, 3 wide receiver set. Throwing the screen, and it is knocked down. He threw it way short. And right there is Jamarius Franklin, the senior, making a huge play. I mean, nearly could have caught it. Show us those tight end skills there, young man. I mean, you could have caught that thing and returned it. It was, so close. But now the Bulldogs looking at a extremely difficult 3rd and 15 with 3:28 to go. Because I don't know if you can – I disagree with that play call right there. I don't like criticizing coaches in the middle of the game, but I completely disagree with trying to set up a screen. Rolling left, trying to throw this one, and that one is broken up by Brady Delk, the senior, making a phenomenal play. 4th and 15 from their own 8. They've got to go for it. Down by a touchdown with 3:22 to go here in the 4th. Somebody please do me a favor right now, and I'm just going to bow my head and say, please, Lord, don't bail them out with a silly penalty. And it looks like they're going to run the punt team out here onto the field. I think that we are just going to let this one go. We're not even putting a man back there, which is the right call. Let it go. They are going to punt it, and we got an all-out blocking situation, and that one goes back into the back of the end zone, and he is going to be tackled, and he's going to drop it. Touchdown, Wildcats! Touchdown, Wildcats! Touchdown, Wildcats! The punter drops it. Recovered in the end zone by none other than who? The senior, Jackson Crafton, gets on top of it. Makes it a 41-28 game. The Wildcats have come on the road and stunned the Bulldogs. .3:17 to go. And the Wildcats have taken a 2-touchdown lead. Delk to hold. McAllister to kick the point after. 42-28. We're going to take a 30-second break so I can catch my breath. You're listening to 92.3 WFKN and 106.1 The Score Fox Sports Radio. 106.1 The Score. Fox Sports Radio. My name's Cody Schuler. Thank you for joining us. We're here at John Hardin High School, the home of the Bulldogs, with 3:17 to play. The Wildcats just recovered a fumble on the 4th and 15 in the end zone for a touchdown to make it a 2-touchdown score. And now here comes McAllister on to kick. Off to the Bulldogs. And this one is fumbled, and he drops the ball, and he can't find it. And the would-be tackler, receiver, falls on it on the 8-yard line. That is the second time in a row we've seen the same player look up and lose the ball. I don't know if he's losing it necessarily in the fog, how he's losing it, but that is the second time in a row the kickoff has been lost in the air. My goodness. Wow, 3:12 to go. The Wildcats enjoying this one a little bit, but they've still got to finish this one out. We've got to finish, young men. Got to finish. 3:12 to go, 42-28 Wildcat lead. If you are new to our broadcast on 106.1 The Score out of Elizabethtown, I will apologize, as we are typically a Franklin Simpson athletics station. So if we appear slanted, it's because we are. There's the wide receiver screen set up on the outside. It's going to be about a 6-7 yard gain. Oh, and a little bit unsportsmanlike out there coming from Lunsford, number 9. That's very unsportsmanlike, not called by the referee. I don't know how you can look over that and just gloss over that like that didn't happen. I mean, he took Price by the arm and yanked him about 5 yards. But my goodness, 3:07 to go here in the fourth. 2nd and 4 for the Bulldogs. 2 wide receivers set for the Bulldogs. Rolling left, throwing, and he's got a receiver, and he's going to be pushed down and out at about the 29-yard line. That was number 13 for the Bulldogs. Good pitch and catch there by John Hardin. Clock just ticking away right now. 3 timeouts for the Bulldogs as well. I didn't realize that he stayed in bounds. So 2.5 to go. Richardson in the shotgun. 3 wide receivers, trying to set up the wide receiver screen. They've got it, and there he's going to be brought down, tackled by Jones at the 40. That's going to go down for another first down. Whistles all over the field. I don't know what we're looking at here. Somebody's called a timeout, allegedly. Timeout, Franklin Simpson. My goodness. I don't know if I've ever experienced a football game where the referee has waited and waited and waited to say who called timeout. Like it's some big secret. Like, tell me, brother. Come on. It ain't that, big of a mystery. But anyways, I digress. 2:25 to go here in the fourth quarter. Wildcats on top, visiting the home of the John Hardin Bulldogs, up 42-28 after the fumble recovered in the end zone on the punt attempt to get the 2-touchdown lead. The Wildcats defense, while it is incredibly difficult to stop this rushing attack, the Bulldogs without their star running back, Cavalli Pittman, who's rushed over 200 yards per game, over 1,600 yards on the season, went down early in the first quarter, and we'll never know what this one looked like. Looking deep, throwing deep. He's got a receiver, and he's got it. He's across the 20, the 15, 10, 5, touchdown Bulldogs. So just like that, with 2:16 to go, the Wildcats give up the biggest play of the football game, and I'm blown away right now. Absolutely blown away that they would give up a wide receiver getting up above them. Christian Whitehead, the junior wide receiver, gets behind the defense for, the second time tonight, I believe. And I don't have Whitehead having a single reception on the season prior to tonight's game. My goodness, he's going to remember that one for a long time. So here comes Ashton Russell to boot away the point after attempt. Most certainly see the kick is up, the kick is good. A little low, knuckleballed it through. But we're back to a one-score game now with 2:16 to play. They faked the wide receiver screen to the left, and he threw it deep, and Whitehead runs underneath it, and Franklin Simpson, my goodness, we can't leave one without making it a football game for some reason, and that's exactly what we've done here. We have given them the opening of a lifetime right now, and this is it. Because if they can recover an onside kick, then this right now is going to be just wild. I don't know what to say about that one, but just an absolute busted coverage on the defensive side for the Franklin Simpson Wildcats. I'm told that we are lagging a little bit from the FKN broadcast, but I apologize for that. There's not much that we can do right now for it. We don't have the Wi-Fi that we're typically used to having, but I thank you for joining us. If you want to go to the app, 923wfkn.com as well, or 923WFKN on the app, you can join us there. Also, you can join us if you're in Elizabethtown, 106.1 The Score, Fox Sports Radio, the affiliate up here. We appreciate you joining us there. We're most definitely going to be seeing an onside kick attempt here. We got the hands team on. Everybody up. Just one person deep right now. I don't know who's going to be kicking this, but it is Russell. Russell is going to remain in and kick it. So, they are down in track position. I hope that these referees pay attention because they have jumped off sides multiple times tonight. Here's Russell. Let's see how well of a kick he gets in. Oh, a great kick. Oh, and he touches it, and the Bulldogs got it. You have got to be joking me. The Bulldogs recover. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs from the 48. You have got to be joking me. If you could only see a camera on me, I'm thankful we don't have one because I am pacing back and forth. I'm going to run a hole in this concrete right now. John Hardin's got the ball with 2:15 to go, down by a score when we had them dead to rights yet again. And here we go from the shotgun. 2 wide receivers to the left. They got a score. They got 2:15 to go. Setting up the wide receiver screen across the 50, fighting for yards. Going to be stopped. That's a good spot right there if you give him the 48. Maybe he made it there with his helmet, but the ball certainly didn't get there. They are going to make it the 49. Nope, they're going to march him on up to the 48. Yep, give him that extra yard. Here comes John Hardin. 3 timeouts still, 150 now. Looking left. He's going to throw left now. 28's got it. He slips a would-be tackler. Oh, and it's a fumble. Oh, and he's going to advance it to number 2 across the 40. I don't know what to say about that one right there because that one, I don't know how he advanced that one forward. We do have an injured John Hardin player. That's number 8, Aiden Franklin. 28, pardon me, Aiden Franklin. Franklin's had a phenomenal game here. He's going to have to come out for a play. He's been a go-to wide receiver here in the waning moments, but it is going to be 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs from the Franklin Simpson 38-yard line with 1:35 to go. They've got to score a touchdown. Wow. I tell you what, I didn't want to see overtime in this one at all. I do not want to see overtime. They've got 2 timeouts left. Franklin Simpson with 2 timeouts as well, leading by a touchdown. And, I mean, this is kind of sort of what we expected. But, folks, thank you for joining us and being here with us, especially our 106.1 The Score listeners, a Fox Sports Radio affiliate, as well as our 92.3 WFKN listeners. This has been a football game that these seniors and so many affiliated, these parents will remember for the rest of their lives. What a football game this has been. And here's John Hardin. Under center is Richardson. Goes in motion, looking deep, trying to throw it. He's going to scramble, and he's going to be brought down at the 35, a gain of about 3 there. Going to be brought down, looks like that big John Parker Cheney getting in, making a big-time defensive stop. So from the 35, they're letting the clock roll down to 1:10. Here comes Richardson with the play call. It's going to be about a minute to go by the time they get the snap off at least. He goes under center. 2 wide receivers, no wide receiver, and 2 X's in the backfield. Goes in motion, does Martin. He's going to throw it. Oh, and it is dropped by DJ Hightower. One of the top tacklers on the Bulldogs team. It is dropped across the middle. I mean, that's a huge drop because he could have advanced that football at least another 5, 6, 7 yards if he was able to bust a tackle. I mean, he might have even made it towards the end zone. But the clock stops with 52 seconds left to play, and the Bulldogs have got 3rd and 6 from their 35. Richardson goes under center. I mean, a pressure cooker of a football game. Martin goes and flag down in the backfield. Going to be a false start on the Bulldogs. Back them up 5, going to make it 3rd and 11. That's a bit of a crushing penalty for the Bulldogs right now. Kason Hemshoot, the junior, waving his arms, trying to get the crowd into it. Crafton and Jones, Cheney. What a big play this is. 3rd and 11. Obviously, they're running 4 downs, but 3rd and 11. The Franklin Simpson faithful that made the trip has come alive here at John Hardin High School. From shotgun, Richardson looks left, throws left. He's got Franklin. Franklin across the 30. Brought down at the 25. It's going to be good enough for a first down. Calling timeout with 43 seconds to go. They're going to have 1 left. So the Bulldogs getting timeout and down by a touchdown. Whew. Deep breath, everybody. Because with 43 seconds left to play, they've still got to score a touchdown. So the ball's on the 25 yards to gridiron glory right now. We've talked so much in depth about what this game means to these 2 programs. I mean, none of the players that are out here on the field right now for Franklin Simpson actually played for Doug Preston. They all came and became freshmen in 2021. That was 2 years post Doug Preston being at Franklin Simpson High School as he left in 2019. But let me tell you that they want nothing more than to get this win for their head coach, Max Cheney. I know that these young men play for him. They love him. Coach Cheney's son is a starting tackle on this team. Big John Parker Cheney, one of our Pelican Snowball Player of the Games this season. What a road grader of a right tackle that he is. Out there right now playing D tackle. As Richardson comes under center, 1 lone running back, Franklin, and whistle blows again as he takes the snap. What's the call here? Got a timeout. Timeout by the Bulldogs yet again. I believe they have no timeouts left now. I think that's it. They got one timeout left. So that's a bit of an awkward timeout there by the Bulldogs. So 42.6 seconds left, 25 yards to tie this one up. The Wildcats losing at some point throughout this game. Senior Jarian Williams. What a hit that is on both sides of the football. Here in the fourth quarter, this is cinema. Absolute cinema. As the Bulldogs get in formation, here comes the Wildcat defense, fighting like cats and dogs all night long. Two wide receivers to the right, one lone running back is Aiden Franklin. Austin Richardson coming under center, who's had a very good game. The senior quarterback. Dueling senior quarterbacks on both sides of the football. Mirroring styles of offense. Except for this fourth quarter, basically, forcing the Bulldogs to throw it. Had them dead to rights so many times. Penalties, another story in another football game. But this defense has 43 seconds to glory. And I'm questioning right now what the holdup is. Told we got clock issues. We can't get the 43.8 on the clock right now. So some clock issues right now. We got 43 minutes and 8 seconds. But we're trying to get 43.8 up there. 43.0. So the Wildcats on top right now here at the home of the Bulldogs, John Hardin High School, terrific facility, with the Wildcats on top 42-35 after creating a touchdown off of a fumble when the Bulldogs were backed up into their own end zone trying to punt. And the clock is continuing to be a bit of an issue, but what that 0.8 seconds might mean for the Bulldogs. In a moment like this, even that 0.8 means something, as if they were get it down to the one with no timeouts left here and maybe have 0.8 seconds left to run a play, one final play. I don't blame them for wanting that 0.8 seconds, because what if they get down there and throw one into the dirt real quick to try to be able to, get a final playoff. As we're just kind of hanging out right now. I'm trying to continue to set the scene for you, but I'm thankful you're hanging out with me. As it's been an honor to have the old ball coach up here in the booth with us, our Simpson County Superintendent. As we get the 43.8 up there. There we go. Now we got it. Mr. Tim Schlosser up here in the booth with us. He's been on the far end of the booth, so he's been, as always, assisting with this Franklin Simpson football team, as he was the head coach when Doug Preston took over and then passed along the reins to head coach now, Max Cheney. So a reunion of sorts here at John Hardin High School. Now here we go. Richardson takes the snap, looking right, looking left, throwing across the middle. Picked off! Kason Hemshoot brings it down. Interception. The junior seals it for the Wildcats. That is the ball game, folks. Kason Hemshoot seals it with an interception across the middle. Richardson shorts one again, so with 37.7 ticks of the clock left, One timeout left is all for the home Bulldogs. Wow. What a way to end this one. He's been our Franklin Pelican Snowball Player of the Game, I think 2 or 3 games ago. I don't remember which one it was, but Case and him shoot. I run into the young man at Waffle House, and I remember having the conversation with him, telling him, hey, young man, you're playing great right now. You stick with it out there in the linebacker position. He plays Mike linebacker. He plays outside linebacker. He is all over the place. And my favorite play in football right now, victory formation. This has been one for the ages. I don't think that John Hardin's going to call that final timeout. I think they're going to let the clock run out. And your Franklin Simpson Wildcats, as the clock is going to continue to tick away, they're going to come away with a win here on the road in the opening round of the Kentucky State 4A playoffs. They march into the home of their former head coach, Doug Preston, and they pull it off. Winners, 42-35. Wildcats win. Congratulations, head coach Max Chaney. Congratulations to the whole coaching staff of that Franklin Simpson staff. I mean, they deserve all the kudos in the world. What a phenomenal win that was. They are going to go home, and I guarantee you relish this one. We're going to enjoy this one for tonight. I guarantee you that. And then tomorrow morning, we'll worry about what follows next week. We'll worry about who's going to be on the other sideline. But right now, I'm going to tell you, it's Paducah Tillman Blue Tornadoes, more than likely. So, I wish I had some stats to give you on this one because, I mean, Xavier Hampton was phenomenal. The senior quarterback, Brady Delk, was phenomenal. Aiden Jones run the football like a man possessed out there tonight. I think that's who I'm going to go with as my Franklin Simpson Pelican Snowball Player of the Game tonight. It's going to be the junior defensive end, Aiden Jones, as the Wildcats go celebrate on the field together as a team, and they get themselves a playoff win, especially one for their head coach, Max Chaney, here visiting with his former head coach in Doug Preston. What a phenomenal win for the Wildcats. This is one for the ages. These young men will remember this for the rest of their lives. And, hey, I just want to say thank you to 106.1 The Score, a Fox Sports Radio affiliate, for joining us here tonight. All of our E-Town crew, you guys are great. My name's Cody Schuler. I appreciate you being on the broadcast with us tonight. And I'm going to sign off now after the win. 42-35, Wildcats come away with it. Now you've been listening to 92.3 WFKN.
We keep things moving, from the work trucks to the family vans. We all need a pit stop now and then. At Grease Monkey of Franklin, we make oil changes fast, friendly, and reliable for personal vehicles and entire fleets. Whether you are headed out on a road trip or making deliveries across the county, our certified technicians will keep your engine running clean and strong. We treat every car like it's our own. Our goal is simple: get you in, out, and back on the road with confidence. Fleet service? No problem. We work with local businesses to keep their teams moving without the downtime. And right now, mention FS Channel 9 and get 9% off your full synthetic oil change. Grease Monkey Franklin, home time service that is done right, done fast, and built for the road ahead. Visit us at Grease Monkey across from Walmart and Nashville Road, Franklin, Kentucky.
Well, we're right here. We're in town. If somebody has an issue, we're there either that day or the very next day. So we're able to get to it quick and fix whatever issues anybody has.
Better speeds. I feel like it's a lot more reliable. With other services, you might get interference during like the weather or something, and you might lose service and have to wait for it to dry out again or something like that. But with fiber, you won't ever have that issue just because it is glass, so you can't really weather's not really going to affect it much unless like a tree tears it down or something. We provide the city and the county, so within city limits, and then most areas that Warren provides electric service to out in the county.
When the Wildcats hit the field, the best seat in the house isn't the stadium. Rack House Restaurant and Bar is your official Franklin Simpson Watch Party headquarters. Every game, all season long. Bring your crew and grab your favorites from our made-from-scratch menu and catch every touchdown, basket, home run on multiple screens. Rack House Restaurant and Bar in Franklin, Kentucky, where Wildcat Nation gathers. See you at the game, right here.
Accidents happen in a split second, but the repair doesn't have to be a headache. At Eaton Collision in Franklin, we bring your car back to life with expert repairs and a flawless finish. We'll work directly with your insurance company to make the process quick, easy, and hassle-free for you. From dents to major damage, trust Eaton Collision to get you back on the road fast.
Ready to see the world without the stress of planning? At Picture This Travel, we specialize in creating unforgettable travel experiences, tailored just for you. And now we're excited to launch Franklin Simpson Alumni Travel. Imagine exploring incredible destinations across the globe, side by side with fellow FSHS graduates. Travel together, make new memories, and celebrate the Wildcat spirit worldwide. For more information, follow me, Julie Walters with Picture This Travel on Facebook.
We've been with Franklin Bank since '92 because we trust them.
Franklin was a great fit to help build a team and a culture that just kind of resonated with both of us.
They took a chance on us.
It's not a banking relationship, it's a personal relationship.
That's the most important thing to me about doing business with a bank is to have trust and faith in the people you're dealing with. And the people at Franklin Bank do every bit that needs to be done to give me that feeling.